Welcome to Grant's Rock Warehouse. We're streaming live tonight. Why? I don't know. Why not? What the hell? Um, this is number 2 in the series of uh, cheapy CDs, records that I buy. I go out into the wild and I look for cheapy stuff, and some of this stuff I just take a chance on, and we'll see what we find out. But depending on how it goes, we may look at some heavy metal records that I bought in 1999. This was at Half Price Books in Columbus, Ohio on Sawmill Road, 1999. I went there and looked in the Cheapie Bins, and I'll be damned if there wasn't like I don't know, probably this many heavy metal records for $1. So as you all know that I'm all about buying CDs at this point. We know that records are all cool and hip. I get all that. I get all that. But records were really out of fashion back in the 90s. You could literally go to record stores and just pick up anything for not, oh, there's a comment, for not very much money. That's right. Buy low. So this is like a tutorial for all you people. I know you think LPs are all fine and dandy. LPs are all fine and dandy. There's nothing wrong with buying records. It's fun. I get it. It goes around and round. I'm one of those guys that I'm much more into the music as opposed to the media. I believe me, I went through the whole thing where I was buying new records. I mean, why not? But the records are $25, they're $30. You can go through the CD bins if you're looking for older stuff and buy this stuff for not so much money. I'm just saying, buy low. Listen to Grant. So anyway, I bought low. So anyway, let's go through some of the CDs that I bought. This was in the past week. Did I hit the home run? I did hit a home run on some of them, but I did not hit a home run on all because I didn't look up on any of these. I just kind of bought them and let's just go with it. So let's get prepared. The first thing that we're going to bring up, got to get rid of that comment because that's going to screw everything up. See, I'm a rookie. Peter Murphy Deep. Picked this up for not very much money. If you look at the reviews on this thing, it gets a 4, almost a 5-star review. This record came out in, I believe, 1989. And the track on here that evidently got some plays was the track Cut You Up. Now, if anybody knows Peter Murphy, he was in Bauhaus. He basically, he's kind of like the goth kind of guy. I don't know. I'll be honest with you. I don't have any Peter Murphy, but I do know that this was supposed to be a good record. And again, is it worth $2? I throw that out there, my friends. Probably worth $2 if it's a 4.5-star record. Why wouldn't you take a chance on it? I know it's not vinyl. You could pick this up on vinyl, but how much is that going to cost you? This doesn't cost me a whole hell of a lot, and I can buy a shitload of music. Oh boy, here we go. We got some Ryan's Vinyl Destination. Yes, Peter Murphy rules. And if Ryan says Peter Murphy rules, he probably does. Anyway, I'm going to bring up the Peace Goblet. And thanks for everybody to watching. And I'll tell you, if you want to get on there and chat with me, I'll send out the link. Just let me know. That Peace Goblet. It's all about peace, folks. Yeah, I spent $4 today at a garage sale for 3 early 80 John Cougars. Couldn't pass them up. Well, don't forget that those early John Cougars can be had for $1 or $2 easy. So, okay, you got 3. You probably did okay. That's probably a pretty good deal. Bauhaus records. No, I don't. Well, I've got a Bauhaus greatest hits. That's all I've got. And I don't know. Did I keep it? Did I sell it? I don't know. I'm out of control. Who knows? Todd Evans, there he is. I was just thinking about this today. I heard "Cut You Up" on Sirius XM, and I thought about how I like it better now than I did when it came out. I can see that. But Todd, have you heard the whole record? And if you have, place your comments or come on here and rap. I know you're on vacation, but I know you can get away. Vinyl, Ryan, send it. Send what? Send it. I'm not sure what you're talking about, Ryan, but you're also on vacation. So what you're saying is probably, way out of control. Davey Cinema Flicks and Music Picks. Davey, what is going on? You familiar with the Peter Murphy material? Bauhaus? Leave a comment, please. Oh, the link Ryan wants on. Look at you, my brother. Hold on. I'll put the link. I'll send you the link. So everyone hold on because I have to switch gears to do that. That's a whole other thing. All right. Uh-oh. How do I do that? Oh, I know how to do it. All right, here. Here's the link for anybody who needs to know. Actually, I'll post it up here for the hell of it. Here's the link. I sent it out to everybody. Okay. We heard from Davey. Ryan, you've got the link. You get on here. I'll let you on, bro. I mean, come at me. And then anyway, oh. BM Bold. I should have mentioned the John Cougars were vinyl. Well, yeah, because vinyl has increased in value, so you probably did good. They're giving CDs away. It's just absolutely. The Peace Goblet is making another appearance. I guess you did a good deal, but they pressed a bazillion of those John Cougar records back in the day. You couldn't look twice. I mean, there was just a shitload of those. So maybe you got a good deal. Maybe you didn't. I don't know. Back in the day, you could go through Half Price Books in Columbus, Ohio, and buy John Cougar records for 25 cents a piece. And at Used Kids in Columbus, you could easily go through Used Kids and get them for like $1. But you probably, in modern times, with the pandemic and the inflation and the way we live today, you probably got a good deal. Davey says, yeah, Cuts Up You was pretty successful for him. I haven't put it on yet. I bet if I listen to it, I'm sure I'll recognize it. LP Tremors, there he is. I know he's not on vacation. He probably has a date night or something. What's up, Grant? Peter Murphy is great. Need to get my hands on that one. Well, you can get it cheap. Just keep your eye out. Yeah, they aren't rare. It's not rare. But let me turn. Wait a minute, Davey. What do you say? Used to cost more for a Melon than a Mellencamp record. Oh, good point. But wait a minute. Now you know how I said always look for the bins. Now wait till you see the next buy that I've got because you guys will like it. Maybe you might like it. Well, we can't have the banner up there. See, I'm not good at this. All right, I'm getting my shit together. $2. Elton John Honky Chateau on Mobile Fidelity. This is a Ultra Disc 1. $2. How much would this be if this was like on vinyl? And it's a Mobile Fidelity. You know it sounds good. Rolling Stone Record Guide gave this 5-star record. I'm assuming this is probably worth buying. Please let me know if I'm on track. There, look at this. Todd, what? Yes, this is why I say go look at the Cheapie Bins. You go to like Half Price Books or something, you get some employee there that is 20, 22, nothing against the Generation Z people. They don't know what they don't know what this is. Yeah, it's a MoFi, Davey. It's a MoFi. Look at the price. $2. At least 20. Todd, it's worth more than 20. I bet you. You know how Mobile Fidelity is. Oh, there's Ryan. Shit.
That is such a good Elton John
Wait a
album.
minute. Where are you, Ryan? Oh, there you are. See, I knew Ryan couldn't stay away very long.
Yeah, that's a fantastic find, that Elton John. That's such a great
$2.
record.
But what I'm trying to tell you guys, you got to get over this whole vinyl thing. I'm not saying anybody here's like that, but I'm just saying, mark my words, when CDs come back around and they become all right, this next generation of kids are going to go out and they're going to go out and find all these CDs and go, oh my goodness, look at this. What is this gold CD? Oh my God, look, it plays music from a CD. I'm used to playing it off a vinyl record. I'm telling you guys, this is going to come back around.
Oh,
I mean,
definitely.
everything goes back around, and what's old is new. I'm just saying.
Yeah, no, I mean, I buy a little bit of everything.
Good deal on that, Elton. I found an MSL Willie Dixon CD for $1 recently. Not too recent, but I got the Moody Blues, Days of Future Past Mobile Fidelity for, I think it was $5.99.
Wow.
Yeah, but we're just talking with this batch. Unless we go through the metal records, you guys have to see these metal records. You're just not going to believe it because you go out now and you never see this shit.
Yeah, I'm excited.
All right, so here we go. What else we got? Hang on. LP Tremors. There's our boy. Wait a minute. I hit the wrong button. Ryan, you should train me on this better. You can't go wrong with Mobile Fidelity. That album is a 10 out of 10 along with Yellow Brick Road. I can't argue with that. Well, I'm not a big Elton John guy, but if I find this for $2, come on, I'm going to buy it, put it in the collection. You guys are all addicted like I am. I get it.
I think that one, Madman Across the Water.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Goodbye look, we got John Clauser. Holy gosh, look at him. He cannot help himself.
I couldn't.
So anyway, Davey said an employee doesn't know an MoFi. I'm well, you got no offense to these young people, but they probably don't know what a MoFi is. And the younger generations, unlike old people like me, I still like physical media. I know Jamie loves physical media, and I know John does, and I know Ryan does. But a lot of the younger generation, like my daughter and my son, they're just happy to get on Spotify. Though my son does, I'll give him some credit. He does like albums. He does like vinyl. And he's got some CDs and stuff, but these younger kids, these Generation Z, they're much more into I don't know, I'm losing my head because I got that damn banner. It's just the way it is. I mean, I'm never going to conform. I'm just going to keep buying physical media because it's fun. As you all know, there's something about the thrill of the hunt. You go out, you never know what you're going to find. I'm just going to leave it at there.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, I do stream when I'm in the car and stuff, because my car doesn't have a CD player. I need music somehow.
Well,
So
yeah, but we've got like a Kia Optima, and it's got like a, well, it's got like you can stream through it. You can use Apple CarPlay through it.
that's what I
And I have
use.
to say, it's top notch. Apple CarPlay is the bomb.
It is, but I always prefer physical media, whether it's CDs, vinyl, cassettes. I have it all.
And you're such a young guy. Look at you. I'm going to raise the goblet to you.
I've always been that way since I was a kid. I mean,
Well, your
records were,
parents must have trained you correctly then.
yeah. And it's just, I mean, it's more appealing, when you stream, you don't get the artwork, you don't get the liner notes, and that's such a big part of it. I mean, cassettes are like, they're pretty tiny, but they still have a cool look to them. Records, it's like the full package.
You
Yes.
don't get
Love
the whole,
Coma.
you don't get to hold the thing, and that there's just, it's priceless when you can actually hold. Now this ain't a cheapie, obviously, but you don't get to hold this thing. It's just the first thing I could grab.
Yeah.
Lord knows John's going to bring out the Love Coma. Now, if you guys, I'm just telling you, I don't know who's all watching this, but anybody who watches this later, thank you for watching. But please see John Clauser's and his channel. The link will be down here in the description, but check out the Love Coma review. Oh, wait a minute. We've got someone else. Look at this.
It's all here.
It's like the plague. You think you can avoid the plague, and then all of a sudden you get it. And look, everyone's here, even though, Todd's probably in Bermuda or something. Who knows where he is? We know Ryan's in Florida, but Lord knows where everybody else is.
I'm at home.
Where are you,
I'm in Florida.
Todd, for crying out loud?
John's
You are
in the
Florida?
infirmary.
Yeah, I'm on Amelia Island.
Oh, you kids, crazy ass. Okay. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Hold on.
John, my Love Coma record is waiting for me at home, I think.
See, I
Really?
bought the.
Okay.
I
bought
should have
one,
got.
and it's-
Oh, okay. You bought one. Okay.
Yeah.
I went to
Okay.
Bandcamp and got mine. I'm
Yeah,
not
I
really not that type of guy,
I'm
but
still,
I
I'm still not sure if I'm getting stuff from the guys themselves. But because they reached out to me and they wanted my address and wanted to send me some swag. So I don't know if what I'm actually getting, when I'm getting it, but I was very appreciative of the fact that they would be generous enough to do that. But yeah, we'll see what comes. So I'll keep y'all posted.
Davey, yes, MoFire's still releasing music, but of course you're over in the UK. The store that I'm talking about is more like a bookstore that sells vinyl and records as well. It's primarily a record store, so this MoFi, it could easily.
Davey's right though.
They
should
missed
have-
it. They
should
don't
have
know
known
that.
What's the top price on half price books on a CD? Is that where you got that?
Yeah, it depends.
What's the top price on a CD? Is it 5? Is it 10? I don't
They're
remember.
usually $5.99. You
Exactly.
might find some from $9.99 or.
Honestly,
it depends.
The MoFis go all over. They go all over the place in prices, the MoFis. Some of them are worth money. Some of them are not worth money. Just because, well, especially some of the older ones, they were not very well done.
No, that's wrong. That's a misconception. All those silver mobile fidelity discs were unfutzed with. Most of those are all flat transfers. So if you don't like the way they sound, you can boost the EQ. They pretty much did flat transfers, all the silver ones. The Ultra Disc 1s are good too. The Ultra Disc 2s are usually smiley faced. They have this weird EQ. So if you're running your system flat, it's going to be very bright or very bass heavy. It all depends upon your speaker system. All these audiophiles, they run everything flat because they've got super systems. But this sounds really good. But let me say this. If you find any of the original Elton John CDs, the ones that were on MCA back in the day, or the Dick James music ones, made in West Germany, made in Japan, those are clones. They use the same tapes. They sound the same, but they don't really sound any better than this.
Yeah. I was
They
talking
sound
more-
great. All the Elton John stuff back then sound great.
Yeah. I was talking more vinyl wise.
Oh, well, the
They had-
Beatles box set, this is a whole other discussion. The Beatles box set that they put out in the day is all jacked up. Anybody, I know someone could be a MoFi collector, but stay away from the Beatles box set that they did, because it's just smiley faced. It's just like, it's not good.
Stay
Not
away
good.
from the Steely Dan ones too.
There you
They're
go.
not worth it. I mean, they go for so much money now. You
Right.
get original ABC pressings of those records, and they sound just as good, and they cost you like hundreds of dollars less.
I had the Asia CD, the Steely Dan Asia CD, the gold one for Mobile Fidelity, and I got rid of it because the and not only was the regular CD better, the remaster was better. So I got rid of it.
I've got the original Steve Hoffman mastered MCA disc. That's all you need.
Mhm.
That's all you need. Yep, that's all you need. Todd, are you on the Steve Hoffman forums?
I am.
What's your
I
handle?
actually don't think I have a profile there. I think I'm just a lurker.
Well,
So
80 CDs for $30 in the last 2 weeks. Wow.
yeah.
That's a
Well,
really
that
good deal.
you can't argue with that.
No. Yeah, and you're right about $30 for one new vinyl. Although I tend to go more used. I never buy new records. I
Well-
have certain stores, like
Right.
I have certain stores in my area, kind of in the area, kind of on the topic of cheapie bins, like, where I'll get old Jimi Hendrix records, old prog records, old krautrock stuff for less than $10 used. Like, especially a store called Square Records in Akron. Last time I was there, I got a bunch of those posthumous Jimi Hendrix records for under $10, which
Yeah, that's
they go-
good.
Yeah, like you just have to find the right places with vinyl. I'm not for, like, if it's something that's a real grail. Like, I know I didn't want to show anything.
You don't have to show. Where'd he go? He just disappeared. I swear that was magic.
Like, once in a while, you find a grail. Like,
oh wow.
my favorite Misfits record. And you spend
Yeah,
a
but
little more.
you already posted a picture of that. Oh, maybe you sent that to me.
I just sent it to you. But that's all I'm showing, because the rest of it's from Monday. That kind of stuff.
This really probably isn't considered a cheapie, but since you
Go
guys were
ahead.
talking about the mobile fidelity stuff,
Yeah.
it made me remember one that I have that I've had for God knows how long. But
Oh,
Holy
That in the
mackerel!
long box?
Is
with
it
the long-
sealed in the long box?
no, it's not. It's not sealed. I just left the plastic on it. But no,
that's really cool.
but yeah, that was.
Do you have any bills you need to pay? Because that's worth, I'm not sure what that's worth, but I think it's a lot of money.
That's worth more than this.
The story I have with this is I had a really dear friend and worked at an old Camelot Music back in the day when there was Camelot Music, for those who remember that.
Oh my God, Camelot Music back in the day.
I
had the
probably
best. They had the best laser disc. They had the best cutout sections on the planet.
yes they did.
You
And
could
I'll get to that because I remember
Okay.
buying a
You
gazillion
go,
things.
John, because we will bring that back up. Go ahead.
I remember buying a lot of those albums in those Cheapie Bins and probably got rid of them at yard sales later on. But anyway, so the story with this was I happened to see it behind the counter, and I was really interested because this was like my favorite album of all time. And I was really, really interested. I just wanted to see it. And so somebody else behind the counter had let me see it. And then my friend's like, putting her head in her hands because she's like, oh no. And here it was that was my Christmas present. So, so I was like, oops. I didn't know it. Apparently my name was even on the thing and I didn't see it, but I just happened to see it and was like freaking out about it because I just wanted to get it. But yeah, this actually wound up being like a Christmas present for, gosh, I must have gotten this like in 1989. But yeah, I mean, this is.
Yeah, that's worth a couple of bucks. I'll just leave it at that.
It's in, comes with 2 CDs, got the booklet, but
would you say
actually, I'll give you a story. I found one of those. I sold it on Discogs. I think I got about $95 for it, maybe.
Wow, really?
Well, 85, maybe. I'd say that's pretty good.
I've never actually looked this up on Discogs, but the thing I wanted to bring up, the reason I wanted to go find this too, is because you guys were talking about how these actually sounded and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of did a little. You've heard Jamie on Sea of Tranquility talking about doing the side by sides with movies like 4K to Blu-ray and all that kind of stuff. I kind of did a little bit of that because I had like an original Big Boy CD version of The Wall.
I've got one. It's on Columbia.
Right.
It's a made in Japan pressing. It's like the first pressing of it because the original ones were made in Japan.
Yeah.
What I mean?
I don't know if that was how specific mine was.
It's the same mastering.
It was in those big boy things with the big, double CD, whatever. Anyway, so I did a comparison, and honestly, I didn't really tell much of a difference in the sound back then. So I don't know if they sounded any different.
The best sounding version of The Wall, as far as I know. I think the ones that James Guthrie remastered, I think the latest versions. I'm going with what's on Steve Hoffman since I'm on Steve Hoffman's site and I read all that stuff. I think those are considered pretty good. But the original,
I have those.
Okay. But the original blackface made in Japan CD that came out in like 1986, 80, somewhere around in there, it's black-faced. And they're all made in Japan. Those are really considered like the Holy Grail. I've had one of those. I don't have one now. I've got the Columbia version. It's made in Japan, when it first came out here. And to be quite honest, I think it sounds great. It's very warm. I mean, it's not futzed with. I mean, it's probably a flat transfer as far as I know. It sounds great. Because, everything now is the loudness war. Everything's all jacked up.
And this is my original vinyl that I got for Christmas in 1980, 81 or whatever it was. So I haven't actually played this in forever, but God knows I did for a long time.
Hold on to it.
Yeah, I've
it's
got that.
expensive now.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I haven't
LP Tremor says streaming sucks, all about physical media. Well, that's beautiful there, Tyler. I personally prefer vinyl over anything but CDs, 8 tracks, cassette. All great. Well, when CDs come back around, you may change your tune. All right, Davey. Physical is number one easily, but a lot of music is not even on it now. So much as Bandcamp. Well, that's a lot for new stuff, but a lot of these older artists, and you can go on Discogs and stuff and buy that. But yeah, a lot of it, they're kind of doing away with it to some degree. Probably, I don't know if major labels are doing away with it so much, but
yeah, I know a lot of smaller stuff is still putting out CD and vinyl releases, even cassettes, because stuff I review. I'll usually peek around at their websites and stuff, and there's a lot of times some physical copies available. Not always, though, which is a shame because I do think that physical media is on the up and up. I really do, and like streaming, I mean, it's convenient. It's my secondary way of listening to music when I can't access physical media at the time.
Well,
you don't like to
Go ahead.
I don't like to shut it off. Oh, what's up?
Mhm.
I was
Go
going
ahead,
to
Todd.
say that depending on your streaming service of choice, the quality can be really, really good. Like I'm on Apple Music and everything's lossless. So, you know, the quality of streaming music, now physical is still better, but the quality of streaming music is quite good.
Mm-hmm.
I want to show. We were talking about records being $30. I got a couple of things. These were at Lou's Records in Brunswick, Georgia, and I have Sheer Heart Attack. I look at the price there, $23.
Is that and that's a new pressing? That's a recent pressing of that?
I never see. King Crimson Beat.
Wow.
From the man himself, Robert Fripp, $23. This is the Hollywood Records pressing, and I hear people talking about how they aren't any good, but I beg to differ. I think they're great. I've
got the
on vinyl. I don't think there's anything wrong with them.
As far as CDs go, a lot of people like those mid-'80s CDs that were on EMI.
Yeah, those are hard to find.
I do have a lot of the new Queen stuff on Hollywood. That's the two CD sets. It's got the bonus tracks.
Oh, I think aren't those EMI though, the ones with the 2 CDs?
Well, domestically they're on Hollywood.
Okay.
But the ones, in Europe they're EMI, but they sound really good. I
actually don't have any issue with any of the releases for Queen. I think they're all fine.
Yeah, I'm with you. I don't have any problem with it. Davey, MoFi are putting out Thriller. They have an exclusive for the 40th anniversary edition. Will be a massive seller for them. Well, I won't be buying Thriller.
I hope they can,
because I could care less about it.
I hope they can keep up with the demand because MoFi has not had a good track record of being able to keep up with demand. So I hope they're ready.
Goodness gracious, I can't keep up with the chat.
Hold on. Davey got the exposure set. The exposure set, it's some insane, maybe he can tell us, it's some insane number of discs. It's like, I don't know, it's like 30 or 20 or something like that.
35.
And, what's that? How many?
I think it's like 35 discs.
I was like, I'm out.
It's like who has the kind of time to
I have
listen to all that
trouble
kind
with
of
those
stuff?
when they're like more than 2 discs.
And think about it. I mean, unless it's like all like really solid material, which I'm pretty sure this probably would be. I mean, who's going to really take the time to? Is that going to be something that you're going to blare in your car,
No.
on your way to work or something?
No.
It's just like it's more of a collector's thing more so than a pleasure listening, I guess.
I think about ripping a set like that so I can listen to it in the car and I get anxiety.
It's like the idea of spending
1 of 35, 2 of 35.
Exactly. It's like for me, it's like, why would I want to spend $2,000 on the Gene Simmons Vault? I'm certainly not going to listen
Gene
to all
will
those
deliver
things.
to your house.
Well,
He better.
But
I'm surprised that none of those tracks have appeared on Pirate Bay. You would think
I'm
someone
surprised
will
they
post
haven't
that.
either. To be honest with you, I am too. But
though I'm not
this
condoning that.
is
'cause
completely
I would
getting
never
away
do
from your-
anything like that. That's all right. We're having a good discussion. It doesn't matter.
This is a good discussion. It's gotten completely away from your.
I would never download anything from Pirate Bay because I don't do that because I'm all physical media. I'm just saying, but I'm surprised I've never seen it up there.
I think that would be another situation where Gene would come to your house.
He would.
But it would not be a pleasant visit.
It wouldn't be a.
So
He'll probably have his mouth full of the gasoline and his torch handy.
You probably have Lars Ulrich coming as a sidekick.
No, I think that whole, in all honesty, though, I think that whole Pirate Bay thing, it's really not good. But, you know, if the record companies hadn't pushed digital, we wouldn't have this problem.
Yeah.
You know?
They were
They
afraid
wanted
that
to, they
nothing
wanted to get rid of vinyl because they'd had a lot of return rates and they figured they could make way more money. Who knew that the technology would have caught up to where, you know, we'd be able to rip them and stuff? It's the record company's own fault on this whole problem. This is why I'm just saying, you know, it's just they made this whole problem themselves. So EJ says average is $45 on Discogs for Elton
Yeah.
John.
So my
Well, I
my-
figured $2 I'm ahead.
yeah.
Yeah.
Ryan is correct. Some MoFi is, well, I'm not going to cuss on my channel. Famously, Magical Mystery Tour, they had the Masters the last time they left Abbey Road and ended up with a crappy mix.
Yeah,
Well,
I
it wasn't
heard
a crappy mix. Ryan, they EQ'd it with the smiley face. So it's kind of jacked up. You don't want the MoFi Beatles records. I mean, unless you're a hardcore fan, you're better off with the EMI, the ones that came out in 09.
Yeah. I think the vinyl of those is 2011. The CDs are 09. So yeah, I agree. I think those are the ones to have.
I've got the mono box set, and it's absolutely brilliant. And why am I getting a call?
I collect Capitol vinyl because it's fun to collect, but it's not that great to listen to.
Yeah, I don't know. With the Beatles stuff, it's like I just buy the old Capitol copies too, or Apple.
Okay.
That's all.
With the Capitol copies, this is what you want to look for. Avoid anything that's on the rainbow, like from the 60s. You want to go for the green label or you want to go for the purple label if you want the American albums, because a lot of those were mastered by Wally and those sound wonderful. Always look for the green label or the purple label. Now you can get the later rainbow label, like that came out. What year did those come out?
84?
Those are okay.
Yeah,
Something
my
like
White
that.
album is one of those, and it's fantastic.
Yeah.
Don't
ever go for the 60s ones because they actually sound like crap.
I wish I had the sleeves for these, but I don't know if I ever owned the sleeves. But here's a goodie for you.
I can't read it.
Oh,
What is
Mind
it?
Games.
Oh, very
It's
nice.
an Apple label, but I can't read it.
Yeah, it's
Mind
Mind Games
Oh, sweet.
CD 45, and then there's a Ringo Starr for Photograph. I've had these for ever since I can. I think I've had these as long as I can remember, and I think I had these before I ever knew there was a band called the Beatles.
I've got Goodnight Vienna on a picture sleeve.
Here's another one. There's one for Don't Come Easy. So,
Cool.
I've had these for God knows how long. I just don't have the sleeves for them.
Look at you. Davey said, just type that and Beatles Box came up. Well, there you go. I used to have the Zappa Hot Rats gold disc and sold it for over $100 20 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah, you never see those Zappa gold CDs. I remember back in the day when they came out, I remember seeing a couple, but I didn't buy them. They weren't expensive, but now they're probably through the roof.
Yeah.
Davey, but as always, it's always cool as its master and who is in charge. If Bernie or Kevin Gray is on it, you're okay. Yep.
Yeah, Bernie Grunman's certainly one of the best ones out there.
Yeah.
But to kind of ring you back on your cheap album buys, especially from Camelot.
I know. I'm just talking about some of them. Go ahead.
So I'm just gonna go ahead and bring it back to that a little bit. So I just think of some of the ones that I remember getting back in the day, because pretty much if it was metal, I was picking it up, and I looked for just about anything I could find.
I mean, I could jump to the metal stuff if you guys want me to jump to it.
So, good
BM
segue.
Bolt says, I want to hear about the cheap metal Grant bought in
So I mean, I wish I had.
1999.
I wish I still had a lot of the stuff that I had back then, but of course, you know, again, you make room and then you wind up just getting rid of all of it. So, anywho, so, so there you go. So, I mean, I think of these things I can remember getting like the Death, uh, uh, Scream, Bloody Gore. What was that called? First album, Bloody Gore or whatever. You know, that I remember buying that. I mean, I had Venom's Welcome to Hell and War with Satan, you know, the Possessed, Seven Churches album. I mean, I was getting
You've got
all
hardcore
that
stuff.
I was getting all that really crazy. I mean, I listened to like the Venom stuff and I just thought, no, I'm not. I couldn't get into that. It sounded awful. I couldn't get into it. I felt the same way about Possessed, you know, and all that kind of stuff. I just didn't get it. I was more of a Slayer fan or, you know, Metallica and that kind of thing. Wasp, so I'm going to say Wasp once. Anyway,
Back to Wasp.
always does for me. But I mean, I had a lot of that. I can remember even buying like Queen Jazz, maybe not for like $1 or $2, but I can remember getting it in a cutout bin. Same with
It used to
Led
be in the
Zeppelin
dollar
Coda.
bins back when it came out. Well,
Yeah, it's
roughly
crazy.
after it came out, you know what I mean.
They overshipped it.
Yeah, they just
They
overshipped it. But oh gosh, I'm trying to think of some other things I found in those old bins. But you know, the memory's getting a little loose, and God knows I bought so much that I'm surprised Camelot went out of business because with all the business I gave them. But
I remember this. This is a good story. Camelot music, if anybody remembers Camelot, this must have been in the late 80s, early 90s. You'd go to Camelot. I remember back in the day, you'd go through the bin. This was the Camelot on Sawmill Road in Columbus. Because I would go there all the time. They had, anybody know Crosby, Stills and Nash Allies? You familiar with that record?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The original Target CD came out on that medium, made in West Germany, in the long box. That album pretty much went straight to the cutout bin. Camelot Music had probably this many in the bin at $3, $2. If I would have bought those in the long box then and sold them now, it would have just been, I just can't imagine. Actually, with the Target CDs, their heyday, because we were on the Steve Hoffman site and we started promoting those and they caught on. That was like in the early 2000s, like 2002, 2008, 2005. It was going gangbusters. Now you can go out and find them pretty cheap. I
Those
just picked
threads
up.
are that old?
Huh?
Those threads on Target CDs are that old?
Yeah. If you go on the Steve Hoffman site and look, it's called The Colors of the WEA CDs. I'm the first post on there, or the second. I'm the guy that came up with the term Target CD.
Are you the one that did the website? There's a website that's still active.
No, I never did a website, but I
Okay.
was the first guy that came up with the term. I know that sounds weird, but it is totally true. Totally true.
I wanted to, if you don't mind, Grant, I wanted to comment on Davey's comment down there that we can see about the early 70s Apple presses. They sound fantastic. Yep. You don't pay for the fact that they're original. That's true. And that's a really good tip. So
but his are UK pressings, though.
Yep. And the orange label Capital that comes right after him, it's like 1976. Mm-hmm. And then the purple that comes right after that. Those are good ones to get, and you'll pay less money.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Now, I did just get my first real Parlophone UK version of a Beatles record, and it's a Hard Day's Night, and it's stereo. It's from 1973, so it's not original, but those are really good. So if you see UK imports on vinyl for Beatles and they don't cost an arm and a leg, those are good to have.
Yeah, you know, if we're on the topic of metal cheapies, I know there's a few I've found vinyl-wise because there is something cool in a lot of record stores called the dollar section. And depending on the store that you go in, sometimes people don't know what they're doing. And one of those happened to be a store I worked at. It's
That's
like
an
a
Apple.
pseudo record store called The Exchange. They're big in Ohio, but I used to work at one of those stores, and at one point there was a copy, an original green label pressing of Sabbath Bloody Sabbath by Black Sabbath in the dollar section. And it was 100% playable. So not only did I get it for $1, I got it for free because it was in the dollar section. And I got stuff from the dollar section for free because I worked there. So free Sabbath Bloody
Look for
Sabbath.
those. That's what you want, kids. That's what you want. Purple Label. In fact, this was mastered by JAM. I don't know who that is, but it's probably sounds great.
Well, I can
And the
think
other
of
side is a Wally. So one side's Wally and the other side's somebody else. But anything on Capitol and it says Wally on it, it's a must-have because it's just wonderful mastering.
Yeah.
But you want this.
Well, I'll give you. I can think of. I got the first Kiss album one time. Without it was a first pressing because it didn't have Kiss in Time on it, and I found it at a yard sale. Probably paid
Have
$1
you-
for it.
You
And I
still
wish
have that?
No, I got.
Oh
Unfortunately,
my goodness!
trust me, that's another story for another day. But I have a long story for that one. But that was years and years and years ago. I was like still in junior high school or high school when I got that. But then I also
Check
had
this out. Go ahead.
a version of Pulse, the Pink Floyd live album Pulse, when it first came out on CD and had the blinking light thingy, and if you hit it, it actually still blinked, and I can remember, that was pretty.
This came from Peaches back in the day on Morris Road in Columbus, Ohio, back when this came out. I probably got this from Christmas. I still have it, and it sounds fabulous. Purple label, white vinyl.
But anyway, so I had that Pink Floyd Pulse album with that blinking light, and I was just trying to clean house of stuff because I needed money or needed space or whatever, and I just took a bunch of stuff to a record store to do a trade in or whatever, and they looked at me like I was crazy with the Pulse thing. I thought, oh man, you could probably get a lot more money off of eBay for selling this kind of thing. I was like, I know, but I don't want to go through all that hassle. I just want to, just do what you got to do with it. But yeah, well, that was the stupidity I had. Lord God knows I could probably tell a lot of stories like that. But
I've got the first Van Halen Target CD too, and I've got all of them on Target CDs.
That's cool.
Sorry, John, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No. I mean, the whole I had like all my Kiss albums and all that stuff I had. I mean, I eventually, when I moved from Maryland to Alabama, I really had to do some serious room making, and unfortunately, I sold off a ton of stuff, and most of all my Kiss stuff went, and it killed me to do it because that was like my childhood, but I did, and I regret it. But there was a lot of stuff. I mean, long story with all that stuff, but that's what happens. Life happened, and I just got rid of stuff.
Here's this one. Remember I was talking about the later rainbow labels? This is the Abbey Road that came out later on Apple. But it's the, what series is that? This is like the last series right before they did the latest remasters.
Yeah, I used to have that one. It's pretty
These
good.
aren't bad either.
It's from 2003 or something like that. Yeah.
But I think this pepper. Okay, here we go. This is what I wanted to show you. This is like from that other series that came after the green label and the purple label. So they reintroduced the rainbow label on these. And these also sound good. This is a Wally. And side 2 is, I think it's a Wally, but I can't. It's a Wally too. I'm telling you, people, if you see any of these Beatle albums that are, if it says Wally in the inner groove, get it. It'll sound great. You might be able to save some money too. I'm just saying. I'm all about saving money.
You just reminded me of one that another thing I found at a yard sale that I think I paid pretty little nothing to when I was still a kid, and I don't know, I'm junior senior high school. Now my brother and sister already had the album, but I thought when I saw this and it was still sealed, and of course like a dummy I had to open it up. But when I found this at a yard sale, still sealed, probably only paid $1 or $2 for it. I was like, well, I guess I'm gonna have to do that.
Oh yeah, that might be a Wally too.
I'm looking on the back here, and where would I find it?
You have to pop the record out and look at the inner groove and see if it says Wally. And it's script.
I'll look at one of the three while I'm.
This is another thing. If anybody's watching and you're into Paul McCartney, when Paul McCartney signed to Columbia, like in the early '80s, they reissued all of his records, and you can't mistake it. It's got that the red Columbia label. Those all sound phenomenal.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree, and they're not that hard to find either. You'd think they'd be really hard to find, but they're not hard to find.
It's hard to find wings at the speed of sound, but I can find the other ones, and I've got them all. They sound wonderful. So if you see them out in the wild, this is a tip: pick up those McCartney Columbia records. They're great.
They seem like less of a McCartney experience because the labels don't look right, because seeing McCartney stuff on a Columbia label just feels wrong, and a lot of times the inner sleeves aren't, they're just plain white inner sleeves, but they do sound good.
They sound great. Keep your Capitol issues, but play your Columbias. What does it say?
This one says on the first album it says mastered by Capitol.
Well, no, but
so
a lot of those Wings Over America were Wally, mastered by Wally. It'll say Wally. If it's not a Wally, it won't say Wally.
It's like
this one says, I can see it. It's right in here. It says mastered by Capitol. I try to show it.
Well, no. It'll be Wally like in cursive. Other than all the Capitol ones say mastered by Capitol.
Oh.
Look on the other side, it might say Wally.
Well, there's 3 albums. I'll see if it's on one of the others.
Pulse was one of the most stolen CDs when I worked at a record store in the 2000s.
It says, "Look at me." I think I remember seeing, I may be wrong about this, but I think that there's either a website or a YouTube channel that tells you how you can open it up and make the light blink again. Like you can.
Yeah, you can hack it and put a new battery in them. They'll blink for another 2 years.
Yeah.
Davey said dead wax. Yeah, the dead wax. Inner groove, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
All right, let me show you what I did buy, though. So, okay. I'm going to go with like one that gets a good review. Well, I could just show you the metal. Do you want me to show you the metal ones that I bought in 1999?
Oh, come on.
Yeah.
What do you want to see?
I want to see the metal.
Okay.
We want metal.
I mean, it doesn't matter. I can show the other ones later. I don't have any. Wait a minute. This is taking forever for this to pop up. Okay. Well, that gave something away. Okay. Wait a minute. I got another comment. All right. Anyway, this is 1999. This is February of 1999, and these were all in a cheapie bin at Half Price Books.
Nice.
And I don't think I've played any of these. They've just been sitting around in the bin. So the first one I got, even though I took the label off, was Kicks. Cool Kids.
Oh, yeah.
Now, how often do you see this out in the wild? Probably not very much.
Nope.
And then there the boys are. Look at them. Looking good.
I saw Kicks in 1988, I think.
Yeah.
One of my roommates was a big fan.
That album? I think has a fellow by the name of Brad Divins, I believe, on I think guitar.
Brad Divins, right down here at the bottom.
Yeah, he would go on to be in another little band called Wrathchild that eventually had to go to calling themselves Wrathchild America because another band in Britain called themselves Wrathchild.
Ryan, how much would this go for in your store?
My store is not the best one to go off of because he prices vinyl really cheap still.
Okay.
But I mean,
it's got the original label. It's nothing special. It's got that Atlantic label.
At my store,
but you never see this anymore. You never see it.
No.
My local record store, it's a very good store, but the guy is very thorough and he looks everything up on Discogs. And he looked at the dead wax and everything. And what he does is he finds the median price on Discogs and then he prices things $2 lower. So
that's fair.
Yeah, because you have to jack it up if you're going to put it on.
That's a good way to do it.
How about this one?
I don't get that many bargains.
I got a copy of that for about $25, maybe like a year ago.
Here's the Inner Sleep Kids. Yeah. There the boys are. Look at them.
I saw them on that tour. It was an amazing tour.
Just to share.
And I kind of taunt a good friend of mine from Norway who's seen the band over 150 times, but he was too young to have gone to see that tour. And I was like, I saw a tour you didn't. No, I love
the Inner Groove in here, just for you crazy kids that are interested, says there's only one
There you go.
See, that's what I do like about vinyl because there's always secret messages.
By the way, on that Beatles thing, on that Wings Across America, I didn't see Wally on anything on all the albums.
All right, well, a lot of them are, but you could have a different press. Do you think this was worth $1?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
If I found that locally, it would cost at least $45.
Oh, easily.
Okay, here's another one.
Easily.
Oh, I'm sorry, guys. I can't get to all the comments. Davey's all over it. All right, Cinderella. If you look at that, look at the price. $2.99. $1.
Wow. Yeah.
Here's the back cover, boys.
I saw them on that tour too.
Look at Tom Kiefer. He's got some big ass hair.
I was good friends with a girl who was the bass player's cousin, I think. So
nice.
These are all mint.
That's a good album.
All mint. There's not a mark on them. In fact, I haven't been taking this out since 1999.
Yeah.
How much do you think that would go for? Someone told me that the Cinderella stuff might be kind of rare.
It's a $30 album now.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I
agree. In that kind of condition, I would definitely say that much. Yeah.
It was beautiful.
It was a $10 record for a while, but then Jeff LaBar died like last year, and it shot up in price.
All right, here we go. This is the same batch. Look, 2 of 99, $1. Motley Crue Theater of Pain.
Saw that tour.
I've never seen that
cover.
Wild.
Wow.
Look at that. I don't want to say anything bad about that, but
I had that album.
It's exactly questionable. Let me leave it at that.
So you guys know about when records, when they stopped doing vinyl in the States, it was either 1989 or 1990, depending on the label. So whenever you got an album that came out in 89 or 90, the vinyl's going to be more scarce. And I'm not sure when Theater of Pain came out, but
it was 85.
85. So Yeah, so that wouldn't count as one of them. But there are some albums that came out in 89 and 90 that are really scarce.
Here's the inner sleeve. Look at those boys. I'm not sure, but Vince might be wearing a wig. I'm not 100% sure. There's
I think
the,
so.
here's the
It
label.
wasn't a bad.
Just to
I remember
show
liking.
everybody.
I remember liking the album back in the day, but I don't think it aged well for me. I don't like it as much. And after seeing that tour, I pretty much got off the Crew train. So I didn't really follow them that much after that. But
I really
Okay, here
think
we
the
go.
debut is the only album that's aged well. Shot at the Devil is still a lot of fun, but it has not aged well either.
oh,
Two of
Tim
99.
Sterling will
Here's
love you
more.
for that.
There's proof that it's more of the same batch.
Wow.
Y&T,
I
which
know.
goes back to what Ryan was talking about on the show the other day.
Yeah.
This has got Summertime Girls on it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, Tim
There the
Sterling
boys
would
are.
love you
Look
for
at
that
those
one.
boys.
Yeah.
That guy, what's the guy on this guy? He does not like he should be. Doesn't look like he should be in the picture, but I'm good with that.
I'm not
He looks like he came over from Quiet Riot.
I'm not sure. Wasn't that the drummer that passed away from the band?
I don't know. Here's
I
the
can't
label.
remember. I'd have to look his name.
See, they didn't spend any money on Y&T. It's just the regular A&M label.
Well, that's
You
just
know,
how
big deal.
that's just how A&M albums always looked.
Oh, Grant, always hold up an A&M record to the light and see if you can see through it, because they use audiophile vinyl part of the time.
Yes, it's brown.
Yep.
See, this is why Todd's on here, because he's full of information. All right, you ready for the next one? Here's the proof. Wait a minute. Shit. Focus.
Okay, all right.
Just trust me.
Okay.
Heaven. Who knows this band? Because I have no idea who Heaven is.
I remember them. I don't
Look at
remember a
the
song
band.
of theirs off the top of my head, but I do remember them.
Anybody who has Panthers, you know they mean business. I mean, look at those guys.
Have been no, okay, no, that's a totally different band. Yeah, no, I remember.
You know those are Panthers.
I don't know. They're probably cats
they're
that are
unleashing.
painted black, and they
Okay,
blew them up.
You guys, I gotta
Here-
run. It's
Okay.
dinner time.
All right, we'll see you. But
This is
anyway,
fun.
here's the
Take care,
label.
brother.
There's the label. Nothing special.
See you guys.
Okay, Ryan. Take care, brother.
Yeah. So anyway, that's all there is on that one.
Let's see. Just to answer Scott, I think I know Medichetti is still around, but I think there are other guys from the band that are still around. It's just not all the original members, but oh no, I take that back. Leonard. Oh yeah, no, he's right. Yeah, it's just all new members. Yeah, Leonard Hayes, Phil Kennemore, and Joe Alvarez. All of them have passed away. I forgot about that. But yeah, Dave Medichetti is the only original member that's still around. So you are right, Scott. Thank you for that.
Yeah, excellent. Sorry, I'm
Like
trying
I
to
said,
keep up
Tim
with
Durling
the
was
chat.
on,
It's
he
hard
would
to
be
do
all
all
over
this, but let's do chat real quick. Kick says 17 average on Discogs. Well, that seems pretty low, but is Kix still like a big
Kix
deal?
Kix was like mainly they were like a one-hit wonder. They had the song "Don't Close Your Eyes." That was probably like their biggest known song, but they were well known in that Northeast corridor of Baltimore, Washington. But they got out a little bit, but they never had like really huge success. But don't close your eyes was like
saw
their
Maiden
biggest track.
tour also. Of course he did. He's a freaking professional. I gave $4 for the Maiden last year. Yeah, but is it mint? Is it mint? Is the cover mint? Just throwing it out there. I saw that Crew tour for free. Wouldn't have paid to see it. No, they. I'm like Pete Pardo. They're horrible. Cinderella and the Crew. Why grunge needed it? Oh my gosh, Davey. Aren't you the brilliant one?
Yeah, boy. Yeah, there we go. Now
You
I
like
will say when I
Y&T. All right.
when I saw Motley Crue, Loudness was the opening band, and they were phenomenal. Blew Crew off the stage 100-fold.
So, oh, you've got Heaven, but it's not a good bent. Okay, not a great record. But I have to say, when was the last time you've really seen it, though? That's all I'm trying to say.
Yeah, me either.
You don't see that at all.
I agree. You're right,
oh,
Scott. Scott, I'm seeing here Loudness is still amazing. He's right.
Yeah, Heaven were Aussies, I think, maybe. Pretty decent. Scott, yeah. I just read. Okay, we had cancer. Ooh, maybe. Dave is
Yeah,
still
Dave
fat
Menike's
too,
been dealing with
just not around.
prostate cancer, I think.
That's just go to show you. Get your prostate checked. Mint, okay.
Hmm.
And then Scott Gee, yeah. Yeah, Loudness when I saw the Cure crew. I've got Cure on my head. All right, so here's the next one. Crocus.
Ah,
Who has this record? Because this record, my friend John and I used to play this record back in 1980 all the time. I used to make like a cassette and we put it on the little boom box and we would play this constantly.
I don't know if I ever had that one. I think the only Crocus one I ever got was Headhunter.
This has got Tokyo Nights on it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I'm gonna have to play
they were a
this
good
again.
band, but I agree. They had all the comparisons to like AC/DC and a lot of that kind of stuff. Yeah, they kind of deserved it because they really did.
There's the back.
Yeah,
The
that was
text
good.
is great. Let's look at
Yeah.
the record. Nothing special here. It's
Yeah.
just the regular
Yeah,
Arista
the art,
logo.
the old, those old labels would never look all that interesting.
And I'm not
from
sure
back
who
then.
Sterling. It was mastered at Sterling. I'm sure it sounds fine. I haven't played it forever. But the other thing is there's a lot of Crocus that they don't.
I think I actually got a copy of. I had gotten a copy of Headhunter. I think in a cutout bin. Actually, now that I think about it. Oh yeah, there's another one. Yeah, another Crocus
That one
album.
only spoke as 2 of 99, kids.
Mm.
What is this? This is Heart
Heart
Attack.
Attack.
Here's the back cover.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I don't know if I ever got that
Oh,
album.
they're on MCA on this one.
Yeah, they were label jumping quite a bit from what I remember.
I mean, what year did this come out? This was like 1988. That's pretty late.
Wow.
But it's in beautiful shape.
Yeah.
And I don't know the last time I've seen this in the wild. I'm just saying. And then we've got another one.
Well, there's the one I was just talking about. I mean, I love that album. That was always a good album. Yeah, that's. I always thought that was awesome.
A lot of facial decay here.
Yes. But
Crocus are fine, just not enough of their own sound. Where ACD, yeah, but I like.
That's right, Davey. You're spot on with that one.
But I like Metal Rendezvous. That's the one I like. And here's like the inner sleeve.
Mm-hmm. Eat the rich. Yeah.
And we've got yet another Arista logo. Nothing big deal. Nothing special.
No.
Probably mastered at Sterling. Yeah, mastered at Sterling.
See, again, now I don't get to go out in the wild because I don't have the kind of record stores around here, and I don't have the kind of time to go out and go to a lot of these places. And I don't even know what kind of stuff they would even carry. But if I was going to go to a record convention, a lot of them wouldn't have big metal bins for me to be able to look through all that stuff. Okay, you got another Crocus album.
Another two. Some of these I peeled the stickers off, but this
One Vice at a Time. I remember that album.
Here's the back. Look at that.
Isn't that the album? Is that the one with the? I'm trying to remember the Crocus album they had where they did the version of Ballroom Blitz. Maybe was it?
I don't know. Someone in the comments someone may know that.
I can't remember now, but
wait a minute. Scott, Headhunter's my number one Crocus.
Yeah. That one was
Midnight
that was a
Manic
good
was
one.
good. But here we go. I'm not even going to pull the record out. I bet you it's mastered by Sterling, but it seems like Arista used Sterling a lot for mastering. Yep, Sterling. You think they would throw Crocus a bone and, come on, give them a special label for crying out loud.
Midnight. Okay, Scott's saying Midnight Maniac had Ballroom Blitz. Thank you. I knew it was on one of those albums. I couldn't remember.
The Blitz.
Yeah. They did a pretty good version of that, actually.
But
yeah,
I like Crocus.
Yeah, they were a good band. They were a good band.
Pardo doesn't care for Crocus, but whatever.
Well, there's a lot. He's not really a big hair metal guy. That was never his thing.
Here's another one, Honeymoon Suite.
I remember that.
If you look, it's a cutout.
Yeah. Yep.
This has got New Girl Now. They're the boys are.
Yep. I remember them.
I love the album cover. Wait a minute, I got more. Yeah, the Blitz, yeah. But anyway, there's the cover. I'm not sure if this is metal, but
they were kind of more of a
it was
hard
all
rock,
in that. It was all
kind
in
of
that
a
group.
Journey AOR-ish kind of sound, I guess. I wouldn't really call them metal, but yeah, I remember. They were good.
And this is it's just beautiful. Mastered. Try to say master. I can't even say it. But there's the label. Master disc. But this didn't sell in the States.
No, it didn't.
I like it. And then, of course, this one, which is great.
Mm-hmm.
There the boys are right there.
Yep.
Because what's great about this one, it's got, look, there's the receipt. I bought it for 25 cents.
Oh, there you go.
Warner Brothers label, nothing big. Is it worth 25 cents? I'd say probably so.
I would think so.
I mean, it's got Bad Attitude and Feel It Again. That's worth 25 cents right there.
Yeah. Yeah, I would agree with that.
Davey,
I wonder what Tim Derling thinks of that. I know that's another they were another Canadian band. Sure, he would probably be able to talk some good stuff about them.
Davey's meeting Pete Pardo for a double show on Sunday.
Ah.
Okay.
Look at
him. He's able to get into the
first show. Wow, he's going to do a Baba.
Look at him. He's like a Jamie Laszlo. Look at you.
And he's going to be doing a Baba movie thing. Cool. Good. That ought to be a good show, Davey. I'm looking forward to that one. There's all right, Sammy Hagar. Yeah,
Sammy Hagar, great album cover.
Yeah,
very.
Sammy had some good stuff before he got into Van Halen. Yeah,
beautiful. Here's the sleep. There's Sammy.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't look that much different than he does there.
No. I think
it's okay, Davey. You can do shameless plugs. Again,
I think the only Sammy Hagar album I ever owned was VOA. I was familiar with all the other stuff, but I think I only ever owned VOA. But that was probably only because Can't Drive 55 was such a stupid hit.
I mean, I followed Pete Pardo a long time.
Mm-hmm.
But I never hear anybody talk about Jafria.
You're right.
Look at this.
And he was a big Angel fan.
Look at that. Look at Greg when he had hair.
Yeah. And Greg was an Angel, so I'm like, I'm surprised he never. That was a band that I'm surprised he's never talked much about either. But again, it falls into that kind of that hair metalish stuff, and yeah, he just doesn't have much time for a lot of that.
But you know what's a great song on here, though?
I'm trying to remember what was on that.
Call to the Heart.
Yes.
Oh my God, I can listen to that song over and over again, and I never get tired of it.
Yes. Yeah, I remember that song now that you mention it.
Regular MCA label. Nothing special. But, I mean, Jafria was fairly successful. They were more successful than Angel was.
Oh, yeah. By far. Well.
There's the cover again. Great cover. Look at that. They don't make men like that anymore. I'll tell you that. Here's another one, though it's not metal. There's a 2 of 99. It's all in the same batch. I just went
Triumph
crazy.
album. Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. The record show in Columbus is coming on the 11th. Allied Forces. Look at that. Look at that.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. Triumph, great band.
1981. Great.
That's
look
the
at
one with. That's
Go
the one
ahead.
with Fight the Good Fight. I think isn't that on that album?
Well,
I can't remember.
Magic Power, Fight the Good Fight. Here's the inner sleeve. Look at that.
Look at that live shot. Great shot.
Got the lyrics on the back.
Yep.
I mean, is this worth $1? Is it worth $1?
Oh, you kidding me?
Mint. Look,
My
there's
goodness.
not a mark on this. It's not a mark on this record. Beautiful. And then this is related.
Oh yeah. Yeah, another good one.
2 of 99, $1. Triumph. Thunder 7. I don't think this is quite as good.
Yeah, I don't remember that one being quite as strong, but it was. But
Scott has the first 2 Jeffrey. Of course you do. They don't make hairspray like that anymore. No, they probably got rid of what was it? Dippity Final Net? I don't know what they used.
Aquanet.
Triumph was my favorite band. Yes, there you go. What do you think about Thunder 7? Here's the back cover. It's got some killer. Let's see if here's the inner sleeve. It's just got some lyrics. It's probably got a boring label. They never spent any money on these people at all. But I don't think this record was all that hot, was it? Are you familiar with this, John?
Not really. I think back in the day I was familiar with Triumph from a lot of the hits, but I don't recall like which album was like woohoo stand out from the rest. But yeah, they were still. I look back on them now, and they had a lot of good material. Rick Emmett's just a monster.
Striper, To Hell with the Devil. And there you go. Look, same batch, 2 of 99, $1. Why are you laughing at that? Look at these guys.
I might not have paid $1 for this baby, but I've had this one since probably about the time it came out.
Why is the cover different? Why is the cover different?
Because there were some record or some stores were against the whole biblical imagery, and they thought it was they were against some of the biblical imagery about it, so that's why you got the black label.
But I will say this: look at this. They spent some more money on them. This was on Enigma, which was what was that?
It was a division. Well, it was basically a division of Capitol. It was something along. Capitol had something to do with it.
Yeah, this says it was a division of Enigma Entertainment. I think this is pre-Capitol. I know this is an original pressing, but look at that! Look at that gatefold.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Does that one you have a gatefold?
Yep.
Okay, just a different cover.
Yeah, it's just the only thing different is the cover.
Just to throw it out there.
Yeah, yeah. Mine's got it's just the plastic. Just a plastic thing. So,
trying to see who mastered this. It was mastered at Capitol, so I think it had something to do with Capitol. You're right.
Yeah, yeah, because Metal Blade also had something. They had some kind of tie to Enigma too, and then because a lot of their stuff was getting released via Capitol at the time, or it was marketed or something.
So the one you've got, this was the original cover, correct? Or am I wrong? That's the original cover.
This is, and then the black one was the one that kind of was to appease a lot of the people who were against the biblical imagery. Pretty much. Because I think
wasn't as good as their prior. Oh, you're talking about the Triumph record, yeah.
But
Too
yeah,
Fast for Love. That was on Enigma, yeah. But my goodness, look at.
No, I think that was Electra.
Well, yeah, it was. Well, I don't know what it was on in the UK.
It was Too Fast for Love. I was originally on actually Leather Records. I think was the original. I don't recall it actually being on Enigma somehow, but
This
maybe
is the
I could be
last
wrong
one
on
of the batch.
that.
Scorpions.
Saw that tour.
Savage Music. Here we go. There's the
Yep.
sticker. Here they are.
Yep, saw that one. Saw that tour. It was the only time I saw the Scorpions was that tour.
Wow, check out this.
Wow.
Pink.
I had mine on cassette, so I didn't get all that fancy stuff with mine, but
Oh, but wait a minute, John.
but
a
wait,
minute,
there's
John.
more.
But wait, there's more. Look. We
Oh
got the
my.
Stinger.
Ooh,
And on the other side, we've got, well, the
The woman.
Scorpion Woman.
Nice.
Look, out of all these records, they threw a little bit more money at the Scorpions.
Let's see.
Oh, here we go. Scott says, yep, Leather Records sounds right. Enigma, same as, yeah, I think Chili Peppers was Capitol Enigma. It was the same. Capitol distributed Enigma.
Mm-hmm.
Terminator
Yeah,
soundtrack. Yeah.
Like Poison. I think Poison's Looked Like the Cat Dragged In, I think, was originally on Enigma. So yeah, and then I think and Enigma eventually just went under completely.
Or they just got absorbed and they just.
Yeah. Let's see. I'm trying to find out about the To Hell with the Devil thing to see if that was the correct reasoning.
See, I didn't know them well enough to know that they had different covers.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll have to do a little research on that. I feel like I should know it, but I know there were some of the Christian stores found that cover to be too graphic, so that's why.
Scott, if you're still on here, do you know anything about? Scott's very knowledgeable. Do you know anything about? Wait a minute. Yeah, crap. Yeah, they were a label for bands to launch, really. Enigma was, yeah. Scott, if you're on here, do you know anything about Stryper and the album, the way that worked? Because I know you probably have that record. You've had it since 1982, probably. When did that come out?
What, To Hell with the Devil? 86, 87?
I know you've had it since 86. But to be honest, John, this is the only cover that I've ever seen of this, though.
Yeah.
I've never seen that.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't like I said, I almost feel confident that there was just a lot of retail stores didn't want the biblical imagery, and that's why they changed it. I almost want to say it was the Christian ones, like the Christian bookstores, but I can't, and then I remember, who knows? I can't really remember. I need to look that up. I used to know, and it just, but
I mean, that's fine. You don't have to know everything. So I was going to show CDs.
I got the olds. Sorry, Chris Allo. I got the
olds.
Another good band that was. I got another good band that was on Enigma. Was a band called Hurricane.
They had an original album that had this scantily clad woman on it.
Right.
Scott doesn't know. All right, here we go. I don't know much about Stryper, but I think Vaughn Thatcher was a guy we used to know back in Marion, Ohio. He was like a hot shot guitar player. He seemed more like he was like Yngwie Malmsteen more than anything, because he would just noodle on a bunch of notes, and everybody thought he was really good, but he was just noodling. I don't know if he had any soul at all, or if he could play with any soul. But you know how Yngwie is just kind of.
He He was actually just here in Birmingham a couple days ago, but of course I didn't go, but I wouldn't have been able to anyway. But
Oh.
anyway,
Did you happen to see this is going off? Did you see Ace Frehley, Bruce Kulick, and Vinnie Vincent? Any of those videos?
I had a hard time watching that whole thing because listening to Vinnie Vincent just wailing for however long, I was just like, no, I don't.
Now, if anybody remembers Vinnie Vincent Invasion, it was just a bunch of noodling, and he was playing like 1,000 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Back when I was a kid, we used to joke. They said they have to be speeding that up.
Yeah, I've heard that too. I don't know how much.
Do you
truth
remember
there is
that
to
back in the day? They would say that.
I never, I never got either of those Invasion albums, and I never really wanted to. But yeah, I'd always heard that about him. He was just.
Well,
Yeah.
after watching that video the other day, yeah,
It was just all over the place. But anyway, I want to go back to that Hurricane.
Anyway,
thing.
I'm sorry. Go to the
So
Hurricane.
no. So Hurricane had like 3 albums. They had an EP. It was called Take
That
What
was
You Want.
part of this too. I couldn't find it.
Oh,
The
okay.
Hurricane album I got for $1, and it was part of this batch, but it's not the original cover.
Okay.
It's the new cover. It's in the H's. I missed it. But anyway, go ahead.
Well, they had Take What You Want. They had another album called Over the Edge, which was kind of a drawn album with like a woman kind of scantily clad. And then there's the album with the girl on the motorcycle called Slave to the Thrill. Well, there's versions of that have a basically nude woman on a bike. But yeah, so it's called like Slave to the Thrill. Anyway, for anybody who watches the current Foreigner, the singer from Hurricane is now the singer in Foreigner. Okay. Jay Shellen, who played drums, I guess now will be playing drums in Yes, now that Alan White is no longer with us, because he was filling in for Alan White, and he was the drummer in Hurricane. You had Rudy Sarzo's brother on guitar, Robert Sarzo, and then the original bass player was Carlos Cavazos' brother, which his name escapes me. But I mean, I thought those couple Hurricane albums were fantastic. I played the Jesus out of Take What You Want. It was just like a 5 or 6 song EP, and I thought it was a great album. I loved Over the Edge too. I thought that was also really good. Not as strong, but man, Take What You Want had some fantastic songs on it. And Kelly Hansen has a great voice. Man, if you've never heard Hurricane, find those things and listen to them a little bit. Great albums, in my opinion. But yeah, that was another Enigma band for you.
I knew there were some more of these records, but I went through them. And it's easy to miss them.
Oh.
But yeah, I know I have that Hurricane record, and I was so bummed when I found it because I knew it had an alternative cover.
Yeah.
Nah, it wasn't the cover. Oh, wait a minute. Here we go. Scott, I've got a sealed version of Take What You Want. Never been open. Whoa.
I wonder how much that goes for.
Scott, how much do you think that's worth? How much did you spend for it? Or do you know how much that's worth? Because I know you go to a lot of record bins and stuff.
Because when you mess with me, you're messing with.
To be honest, I've never heard those Hurricane records though.
Oh, like I said, the Take What You Want EP that Scott's mentioning there. That's the one to me. I love that album. It was given to me. Oh my goodness. Look at you. He's still my beating heart here. Okay.
Did Von Thatcher give you that? May he rest in peace.
I'm trying to look this up on Discogs, but
that's all right. Go ahead and look it up.
Come on.
We're just hanging out at this point.
Yeah.
I still have a whole nother show with the other loot. So this was the metal show. Well, I think. Yeah. What's Davey say?
Johnny and the Hurricanes.
Nope. Sadly missed. Yeah. Von Thatcher. I don't know what he died of, but he was a good guitar in that metal genre. He was good back in the day when he was, Brad Reed.
Okay,
I
so
don't know Brad
so I'm
Reed.
looking like on Discogs, and take what you want. Somebody from UK has a Mint Media and Mint sleeve. Oh, that's a CD. Um, um, they've got Mint CDs
Yep.
for, not much, like 15 bucks or whatever, but not overseas is a little bit more money, but another 15. I don't know about vinyl, but yeah.
Too much
Okay.
death. I'm trying to keep it lively and uplifting. I don't want to go with death. I'm sorry, Davey. I'm trying to cater
Well,
to my viewers.
we could talk about death, but I only know, like, leprosy, or maybe spiritual healing, or scream bloody gore, or whatever that first album was called. Oh, wrong death, not that, not like dying death. So, all right, sorry. Yeah, take
But
what you want. Not ridiculously expensive out in the, on Discogs, but certainly is doable. But well, okay, I'll give you another example.
all right, John, let's hear it.
One more quickie in this, and then I think I'm gonna give my voice a break. So I
Well,
don't know if this.
we've gone an hour and a half, so
Well,
we're gonna
yeah,
be wrapping this
I'm
puppy
I'm
up.
actually kind of thankful I've hung in here as long. So I
Well, I'm
don't know if
glad
this.
you showed up. I'm glad all you guys showed up. It makes it more
Yeah.
fun.
So
So
I
everybody,
don't know
just
if this counts as a
go ahead.
cheapie, but for all those Columbia Record House Club people, when you bought those 13 for a penny.
Yeah, Columbia. Yeah.
I don't know if this counts.
Well, why doesn't it
The
count?
Night Ranger, Dawn Patrol, their first album. Now,
Is that on Boardwalk?
this one is on Boardwalk. Yes.
Show me the back. Yes, show us the label. Yep. My friend John had the Boardwalk pressing of that, I think, back in the day.
Let's see what thing opens.
Look, it's Peter with Rock Daydream Nation. Peter, you've missed a lot because oh yes, look at that.
Oh yeah.
Is that a
Well, yeah,
Columbia
get
or a
Peter on
BMG?
here, man. Huh? This was a Columbia Record House Club.
Peter, you want to come on? We just talked about all these metal records that I bought in 1999 for $1, and how a lot of these records are now, well, to buy them, it would cost. Oh, here we go. Oh, okay, Peter, let me resend you the link. Here's the link.
To answer Scott. I had Crimson Glory's first album on vinyl at one time, and like everything else I had in my collection, I wound up selling it off for practically nothing. But I think I might have gotten that pretty cheap somewhere too. But I don't remember. But I did have the first album on vinyl, and that was a fantastic album. I mean, all those Crimson Glory albums were fantastic. Even that Strange and Beautiful album, which was a total departure from the first two albums, I still really liked Strange and Beautiful. I think that was especially that last track on that. So,
well, Davey, thanks for stopping in. We'll have to do
yeah, take care.
Figure out a show to do, and you're welcome to come on. I mean, we're going to be doing more shows, so talk to Ryan, talk to me. We can figure out something, but we'll see you tonight. All right, here we go. Well, looky here.
Hey.
Did you ever
Peter
do
Kerr,
your show?
How are you?
Yes, I did. I've just done a live stream show with Reed Little, but I don't think it went live. But anyway,
I was looking for links from it, but I couldn't find anything.
This StreamYard is just all
Oh,
new,
I wasn't on the StreamYard site. I was looking to see if you were going to post it to somewhere. So, sorry.
I've just gate crashed Grant's show.
How's
it been going? Good. It's been going good.
But this is something we've talked about with the group, that we're going to do this like a regular thing, like maybe every couple weeks. Yeah. So I'm going to have a standing live stream This wasn't part of it. I thought I was going to do my Cheapie Bin series, and I thought, well, I
Yeah.
might as well do it live. Well,
Yeah.
everybody joined up, which is everyone's more than welcome.
And it
So
turned
we
into
had
a
a great
turned
discussion
into
on all these metal albums that I bought
Yeah.
in 1999. So I'll save all
Yeah.
this other stuff for another show.
yeah.
But I figure we'll
Absolutely.
do this like every 2 weeks. I'll just put a standing, and who's ever around,
Yeah.
we'll
Oh,
just get on there and
absolutely.
just talk
Absolutely.
music and just take questions from
Yeah.
the audience.
Yep. Yep.
But yeah, Peter, I
Absolutely.
apologize. I was looking for your show, and
No, I don't think
I
the
should have. I don't
technology just
have
sort
an
of quite
actual
worked out.
streaming account, so probably why I wasn't seeing it. But I was just looking for it like on YouTube or Facebook, and I wasn't seeing
Yeah.
anything. So I
Yeah.
apologize
Look,
because I wanted to hear you guys talk about what you were talking about.
yeah, no, it was a good chat. We did a chat on who is dispensable, the singer or the musician.
Oh,
So
okay. Yeah.
so if you're going to have a band, who is intrinsic to the band? Is it the singer, or is it the guitarist, or is it the brand name? So I'll probably drop that tonight or tomorrow. But yeah, I just saw that you were still going live, and here I am.
Impromptu. Yeah, Ryan was
Impromptu.
on, and Todd was on.
Oh, the
Yeah.
gang's back.
Yeah.
There seems to be this group that gets together.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, we've had a lot of.
I'm going to go for a little record dig in about an hour because it's Saturday morning, and I'm telling you that I just got wind that Prince and the Revolution, they've got a live album that's just been released today. I don't know if you're across it, Grant, but it's the classic Purple Rain lineup, 1984, 85, and it's a triple album, and then I think there's quadruple 4 CDs and a Blu-ray. But yeah, I'm definitely going to have a look at that. That looks like a really good one to pick up. That Revolution era. So
because it's
don't know if you heard
Saturday
about that.
morning. It's Saturday morning where you're at. Right?
It's 10:30 a.m. Yeah.
Okay.
Saturday morning.
So here it's like where we're at. It's 8:39 on Friday night.
And
everything comes out on a Friday. I haven't been out anywhere to look and see. I bet you the record store in town though probably has that Prince record.
Would that interest you? Would you,
Prince?
That?
I love Prince.
No, but getting that quadruple album or triple album, because I don't think he's
probably buy the CD. It's probably on CD. I'd rather spend money on a CD than a record.
But he's never put out a live album, has he?
No,
not that I remember.
That's the first Prince live album out.
But now that the estate has access to everything, they're going to release just anything they can release.
Absolutely.
Does anybody here have that? Peter, do you have the Sign of Times box set by chance?
Yes, I do. I'll be back in a sec.
Oh, okay. I don't have that.
I saw Ryan tagged us on something about the artist Ken Kelly passed away. Ken Kelly was the artist behind Kiss Destroyer and Love Gun.
There you go.
Oh,
it's a beauty. Yeah, it's a beauty.
Now is that LPs or is it CDs?
No, CDs. The LP was ridiculously expensive. It was like $700, $800.
No, you don't want that.
But this is just CDs, and
those are probably those are all mastered by Bernie Grunman too, I think, or Chris Bell. So the CD set should absolutely sound wonderful.
Yeah, it's 8 CD plus 1 DVD, and there's a shitload of stuff from the vault that I've played, and it's kind of really good. Like the Purple Rain out of the vault wasn't so good. There was a lot of tracks but this one, a lot of these vault tracks could easily go on a lot of his albums.
I don't know where I got it, but I had a copy of Crystal Ball, the original album.
Yeah.
Because that was what Sign of Times was going to be.
Yeah.
But he took some tracks off. But there are some bootlegs. I'm just going to say not that I am promoting bootlegs. But there's a bootleg out there, Crystal Ball, which is phenomenal because there are other tracks on there that weren't on Sign of Times. Yeah. Now, if you have the box set like you do, I'm sure they've put all those extra songs on there.
Yeah. The one I like is Live at Paisley Park, 1987. And Miles Davis comes on, and he absolutely rips it. And you see Prince actually just backs off, and Miles does his little stuff, and that's just magic. And that's been doing the rounds and bootlegs for a million years. Live at Paisley Park, 1987. But that band, The Revolution, they were just phenomenal. They're probably one of my favorite backing bands of all time. And the Revolution, they're just right at the peak, I think, of Prince. But,
I totally agree.
Yeah, it's worth getting.
My favorite Prince stuff, though, is I love it when he's playing everything in the studio. So, Dirty Mind, Controversy.
Yep.
I love, 1999. I love that stuff.
I've
Later, when he had like the new Power Generation, he had an actual band. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that stuff. But for me, it takes something away because I just love it when Prince is doing it all. When he's using, the Lynn drum. I just love that. That's just stuff that's classic.
He was such an underrated guitar player. Man.
The tone. Magnificent.
He had such a good sound.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I would go back
he's a great player.
Some of that stuff that he did, I'm like, man, I know. I mean, I know Des Dickerson played on some of those early things, but boy, some of the stuff when he would just go off.
He doesn't get enough recognition because, I mean, you and I and Grant even, we're all on a lot of these sites and they talk about favorite guitar players, and they talk Blackmore, Iommi, Jake E. Lee, but nobody talks Prince in our circles, do they? Do the metal guys not recognize
but we need
him?
to start. We need to start.
Yeah.
Well, we should do like an album
Peter, you made
series
a good point.
on Prince.
You made a good point, Peter. I mean, he wasn't a metal guy. So
but the metal guys don't really talk him up.
Me didn't look at him that much.
But they don't talk him up, do they?
But yeah, as I've gotten older, then of course I appreciate him and I liked his stuff back then. But I certainly didn't put him in my favorites with Randy Rhoads or Jimmy Page or Angus or some of those guys back in the day.
But I think Prince could probably keep up with those guys.
Yes, absolutely.
He's very underrated.
Absolutely.
I mean, you can obviously listen to Prince and he was really into Hendrix. Obviously.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
Oh, yes. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. There is nothing wrong with that.
No, absolutely.
Brilliant.
That Super Bowl performance is phenomenal.
That's still one of my favorite Super Bowl performances of all time. That and U2's, I think, are probably my top favorite Super Bowl shows of all time.
Not Janet Jackson? I mean, we had a wardrobe malfunction, John. I was
actually at a friend's house when that was on. When the thing came on, my buddy was like, "Come on, I need to go out and
have another chorus.
I don't want to watch.
Get a chorus beer."
He was doing some weightlifting and he needed a spotter. So I literally was out there helping him with his weightlifting when his wife came out and says, "You have no idea what you guys just missed." We looked up and was like, "What?" And then we're like, "Oh, geez."
Yeah, Scott, we just
Scott, you did hear Randy Rhoads.
Randy Rhoads.
Randy Rhoads. Scott Geese, I believe that's Scott's favorite guitar player. And he loves the Steelers shirt. Look at that. John's getting a lot of love.
Here you go, Scott. This is all for you
That's a great album.
I've got a copy of that on vinyl too.
Good old Randy.
Here's a bootleg that I'm sure this isn't really worth checking out. Really, it's an awfully recorded one from what I hear, and not all of it is old Quiet Riot material. But this is something I have seen long time ago.
And for somebody who only did a couple of albums, the legend is just immense, isn't it?
That's the Japanese import, right, John?
Yep.
Is that what? Yeah.
I don't have the Obi with this. Unfortunately, I did not get this for too cheap. I don't know if you can see it. I paid about $55 for this thing, and we lost. How did we lose Grant?
Oh, we'll keep it going. It's Peter from Grant's Rock Dean Dream Nation. I've actually hijacked Grant's show, so it's actually Rock Day Dream Nation.
Something just happened, and I don't know what happened.
Yeah, I hijacked your show from Australia. I pressed a button and I
alright.
said, "It's Rock Daydream Nation."
I just got cut off my own show.
And somehow I had the original. I used to have the original Diary and Blizzard on vinyl, but of course those I had gotten rid of. But I did get the box set with the 2 albums, and see, the big.
That's funny. I just disappeared. I didn't do anything. I just disappeared.
I know. I've got that as well.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
really
This was nice. This was nice.
Yeah, I picked up that Aussie box set. They were going really cheap.
Singing Dogs. Singing Dogs is long gone, Scott. Long gone. Anyway, go ahead. I'm sorry, Peter.
Yeah, $100.
But
$100.
Yeah.
But Randy was probably the biggest reason I finally got into playing a guitar. I think that was what my big thing was. So yes, and Scott,
beautiful time.
I am a big Steelers fan. So sorry, Grant. I know you're probably Browns or Bengals. Which
I don't. I just like college football. I don't really care.
Oh,
about that much.
Okay.
Now that we're all together, did you guys see the Vinnie Vincent Contrarians episode? That really made a bit of a mark on the social media for and against.
I watched.
I was going to be on that, but I had to drop out. I had something came up.
You would have stirred the pot, Grant. You would have.
Yeah, I know, because I would imagine stirring the pot on that.
Yeah,
it'd be like Guns N' Roses.
It went off. It did, and the timing of the episode dropping after Vinny returns in the Creatures Fest was very timely, which was, in my opinion, a red hot mess.
Oh.
I think it was one morning I sent a clip to you, John, just to
I tried to. That was just like, I mean, you want to talk about musical vomit? I mean, that's
oh my goodness, that's harsh.
I have a guitar player that I know, a guitar player friend, and that's what he called all that shredding stuff when you're playing like 3,030-second notes and 4 beats.
Atonal.
He was like, he called it musical vomit.
Atonal. That's exactly what it is.
An atonal mess it was. But
see,
the strange
Von
thing
Thatcher
is
that Von Thatcher guy we were talking about. That's kind of how I viewed his guitar playing back in the day. He played real fast like Yingwei. That's the way I look at Yingwei. He's just Yingwei, whatever.
Yeah.
It's just a mess.
I still think Vinny has talent, and he did do a lot of good for Kiss. But I think that there are some other issues that sort of have held him back. I won't get into the personal tabloid side, but seriously, his performance was terrible. And the strange thing is, he had a drum machine, so he was sitting on this fake tank with his pink Flying V, playing this atonal stuff, and then Bruce Kulak and Ace Frehley came, and they did 3 of them with a bass player and a drum machine.
If that isn't Spinal Tap, I don't know what is.
Okay, so since we're talking about this one actually has a little bit of melody and stuff to her, since you're talking about just really weird off the wall characters. So y'all have heard of this one?
No. What is it?
Oh, I've seen this on social media about this lady, Kitty Cat or something. Or
the Great Cat.
What is it?
The thing about the Great Cat is she's actually a rather talented guitar player. You just have to get past this way over the top persona. But she's playing all this classical guitar, all this classical music, but she's doing it like at thrash metal speeds. And it's just, at least it does have melody. At least Vinnie Vincent's was just like,
but that's the way he was back in the 80s.
Yeah, exactly. At least when Cat plays, it's different.
Yeah. Well,
but at least Vinny, at least in the 80s though, Vinny could kind of play. I'm not sure I'm not sure who's playing on the Vinnie Vincent Invasion records. We were talking about this before, Peter, because I think that those were all sped up.
No, they weren't.
No?
And there's been some
Okay.
people that have said that they actually weren't. So I know Joe B put that theory out in the
That's
show.
been a theory
but
that's been around for years.
That's been
though.
around since
Yeah.
then.
yeah,
Because
But,
you listen to him in Kiss, and then all of a sudden you listen to him in the Invasion, and it's not the same type of playing.
yeah.
I can't explain it.
Look, I love those albums. I think they're way over the top, and some of them have got decent songs. But it is so over the top because you've got intros, outros, the production's just way out there, and yeah, I think if you're into that sort of music, I think it's fine. But I think Vinny is put a rod for his back with a lot of his tabloid, say, aspects of his personality, suing Kiss, trying to get a bigger share of profits, and all sorts of things. Box sets that never turn up. Yeah, I think
But
he's.
the big question is,
I know where you're going.
oh, wait a minute. Here, Scott says, I think Gene and Paul put their thumb down on Vinny. Well, I think they did. But
Yeah.
we've all seen Vinny, and I'm not sure what's going on with Vinny.
Yeah. I think there's going to be no chance that Vinny will make the final concert. And
I don't think they want anything to do with him.
Yeah, they would have looked at that YouTube clip just to cast their eye and see Vinny's still got game, but no, I think it's been fully confirmed.
But didn't Gene, when he was doing his vault thing, didn't he have Vinny come out
Yeah, he
and
did.
make an appearance?
Yeah, he
What's
did.
up with that? If you're gonna bring him in for that, at least do something on the farewell tour. But Gene's gonna get anybody he can get. He got Peter Criss. Peter Criss kind of came in and left, but Ace kind of hung out and they talked.
Yeah.
But I think Gene likes Ace though. I'm not sure what his relationship is with Peter Criss, but I think he and Ace get along just fine.
Yeah.
But Vinny, I don't know.
I think he's a fascinating character. Like Vinny played with, he was a studio musician on the Paramount lot. He recorded music for Joni Loves Chachi. He was in Dan Hartman's band. He has written songs for the Bangles. He's got game. He in the songwriting. He can play the guitar. Somebody said that heard him in the studio and he played a Jeff Beck lick, and they said it was just beautiful. He had the most beautiful tone. He played like Jeff Beck, and they say, Vinny, why don't you play more like that? And Vinny said, no, I want to play what the people want to hear, and that's shredding. He had it in his head, play faster.
On that video. It was on the video. It was on the Contrarians video. And I think the story was Adrian Smith from Maiden. I think was the one that said that. I don't know if that's true or not. I mean, that was the story that was on.
I'm sure he can play. Yeah. I just like to see him really play instead of shredding. Because shredding's one thing, but like if you have like David Gilmour, who is so fluid and soulful, I guess, but he doesn't shred. The shredding thing, there's no soul to that at all. I mean, David Gilmour is just like on a different level because whatever he plays is just meaningful, well thought out. You know what I mean?
Richie Blackmore didn't shred.
He's in that same category.
He's a
like Yngwie, I think is just a bunch of just a mess.
Yeah, Yngwie can't compose a song. I don't think he can. Yeah, I don't think he could compose a song for the life of him.
I got off the Yngwie train about the Trilogy album. That was when I got off the train with him. So
it was all so silly. That's all I'm going to say.
But it is Rising Force. Look, he was right at the vanguard of power metal, and that's a whole different topic, isn't it? If you like power metal.
So Scott said, I picked up Alcatraz Disturbing the Peace, Steve Vai, for $15. I've got my original copy that I bought for $5.99 in shrink wrap still. And I've got the CD of that.
Nice.
Japanese pressing of that. I don't know if it ever
Well,
came out domestically or not.
This has nothing to do with metal, Scott, but since you're a Steeler fan, I'm going to just throw this to you. This was me and my cousin at Heinz Field on Hall of Honor weekend. So I just wanted to just flash that up for you. So
Yeah, I agree with you, Scott. After Trilogy, I think his bag of tricks were very limited.
Yeah.
He had a very limited bag of tricks. I think that's another topic we could do. Bands that you just have to buy one album and you know what they are.
That's a great
I
topic.
think there's a band comes to mind, is a band from UK called Status Quo. And you just have to buy one of their albums and you've got the whole career. That boogie pub rock. Did they ever translate to America, Status Quo?
No. Well, I know who they are, but I think the general public, the only hit that they ever had in the States was Pictures of Matchstick Men from 1968. Other than John Clauser, which probably has all their records. They really never took off here at all.
I stole this one from my brother. My brother actually had this and saw them a couple of times at concert. He said it was one of the loudest concerts he'd ever been to. He doesn't remember much else about those concerts, but
they're a great band, but you just need to buy one album.
I mean,
that just sums it up for them.
Like this album, I like I think "Don't Waste My Time" was like one of the big songs on this one. Maybe A Year. They do a version of Roadhouse Blues. Big Fat Mama. I don't really remember what other big songs were up, but I remember "Don't Waste My Time" was probably one of the bigger hits on this one. But
I remember, I think Martin Popoff and Pete Pardo were on, I don't know what show they were doing, but they were somehow Status Quo came up and they recommended the Status Quo album. Because I think Martin likes that. If I'm not,
he likes them.
Pete did a Quo countdown with Simon Bray.
Yes, they love him.
I didn't see that. But this was Martin and
they did an album ranking like long time ago.
But I picked up that record they recommended. I don't get it.
Yeah. I think if you need to get one album, it's On the Level. On the Level has got all their all the essentials, all the hits, and that's definitely recommended.
I can't remember which one that
is. 1975
compilation band.
That might be the one I got.
Yeah, that's all you need.
That would be a compilation album band. Yes, me in my opinion. Oh yeah, Pete and the UK guys rated okay. Yeah, or I think
that's a big discography to hear the same song again and again and again and again and again and again and again.
What did they rate the best and the worst? I don't know.
I don't know. I'd have to go back. I'd have to find that episode, but I remember trying to listen to it, but Simon's mic was it was hard to hear him in that video. He's gotten better over the years because he's got such a low, gruffy kind of voice and very deadpan. But his mic wasn't really good on that particular episode. So I don't know if I ever finished watching that old episode of the ranking video, but I mean, I could watch Simon and Stephen read the phone book and I would probably be hilariously entertained.
Well, they're entertaining. I'll give them that.
Oh gosh. But anyway, so there you go, Grant. You've gone from cheap album bins to now you're talking about Vinnie Vincent and status quo, and
it's all good. I didn't know this is what it was going to turn into, but that's fine.
Oh well, I just sort of gate crashed and took over the show for 5 seconds.
Anybody could come on.
Yeah.
And the fact that there's still people watching this is actually God love you.
I've never had so many comments before in my life yet.
Yeah.
Man, Vinny, I only have like 70-some people.
Vinnie Vincent, are you out there? Put your comments down.
Man.
I do know when you do a live stream, though. Whenever I've done live streams, when we're just doing a regular show, I live stream it on Facebook and I live stream it on YouTube. The amount of views that you get in one day, though, from doing that, I mean, I'll get like 90 in one day as opposed to some measly amount if I'm just recording it.
Yep.
It's almost like you might as well live stream it. I mean, I don't care if we live stream it or not. It's no different. You know, you still do your thing. But the thing with the live stream is it's nice to take questions. It's nice to have other people's involvement.
This has been fun interacting with guys like Scott and BM Bolt and Davey and a lot of those guys. This has been a lot of fun.
I didn't know.
Peter, hey Peter, let me show you something I flashed up to these guys earlier in the show. We got talking about the mobile fidelity releases, and I flashed up this thing.
Oh, look at that!
Yeah, Stella with the long box. I've had this for eons. I've had this for probably a good 30 years or more.
Before anybody showed up, though, Peter, sealed, I showed this.
And that's what made me want to go find this.
If you look at the price, well, you can't. It's not going to focus. $2 for the mobile fidelity.
That's ridiculous.
Honky Chateau, Chateau.
And that is, and I love Honky Chateau. That's one of my favorite albums. I pretty much am like up to about Goodbye Yellow Brick Road, and then that's pretty much it for me with Elton.
Yeah, I think Goodbye Yellow Brick Road. I jumped off.
If Elton John for his farewell tour was going to do Goodbye Yellow Brick Road in its entirety and end with maybe a couple tracks, a couple other classic tracks, I would have gone to have seen that show.
Yeah.
But because I'm just not interested in most of anything else past Yellow Brick Road, it's not really worth me going to go see. But Yellow Brick Road, Honky Chateau, Don't Shoot Me, I'm Just a Piano Player. I mean, those are great albums.
No, his early stuff is
really
good.
Fantastic.
I think he jumped the. Sorry.
No, you're right. What is that weird sound? It sounds like a plane. So, do you think this is worth $2?
Oh yeah, that's definitely worth it. Definitely worth it.
You never know when you find in the bins. You never know.
Yeah. I think he jumped the shark. I think there are some albums where you can pinpoint where some artist has actually physically jumped the shark. And I think the song Island Girl or Island Nights.
Island Girl.
Island
Girl. I think that's the point where you can get on the map where Elton John jumped the shark.
I like Island Girl, though.
Yeah.
And what was the song with Kiki D?
Don't Go Breaking My Heart.
I like that too.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can see it. There's Island Girl right there, starting off side 2 of this old K-Tel hit machine album.
Yeah. What do you guys think of Rod Stewart? Do you think he's the same? I think he jumped the shark. His early stuff was just magnificent. His early solo career, but there were certain songs. I think Sailing or Don't You Think I'm Sexy. I think that was where he went.
I like Don't You Think I'm Sexy. That was big with all the kids in middle school.
Yeah.
But that's when he jumped the shark.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Because then in the 80s when he got into like Infatuation and some guys have All the Luck and all those songs. Then he started going into the more of the American songbook. So he was
he's got the best vocal tone for a rock band. If he just did something like The Faces, it'd be magnificent. I'd love to see. But those Gasoline Alley, those early albums are just 5-star.
Every picture tells a story, never a dull moment. Oh my goodness.
And him and Jeff Beck, they're just made for each other, Those
those Jeff Beck group albums are great.
Even when Rod guested on one of that later album when he did People Get Ready, I mean that was fantastic.
He was on Infatuation too.
Yeah.
Foolish Behavior. Maybe. I might agree with that.
He apparently he can't sing rock anymore. That's the thing why he's doing that American songbook, but he reckons he just can't sing,
I
and maybe
feel
it's
like
because he's been in that pop field for too long. He's just lost his chops in
he
regards to
guessed it
doing
on
that.
he guessed it on American Idol with somebody, and they did Maggie May together. And when
Yeah.
he started singing, it just sounded awful. He just didn't have the voice for it anymore. I just
Mm.
I didn't think it was good. But
Yeah.
you know, it's
Did
a
you hear?
shame. But
I saw some videos of White Snake recently. Have you seen those live
Oh yeah, that's
videos or
really
I'm hearing
reactions?
sad.
I'm hearing he's
Look,
you know, here's what I'm going to say about Whitesnake. I saw them once in concert, and this was back in the Slip of the Tongue tour. And he was relying on echo heavy in that show. You know, that was like 1990. You know, I don't know what he's sounding like now, but
yeah, DC is one of my favorite vocalists of all time,
Yeah.
and I have to grudgingly admit that his vocals aren't that great. It's his farewell tour, but man, he's been belting it out. He's 70 years old, and you know, he's still got the charisma. He's still, I think he does works within his parameters. He's got a crack band behind him, and they do a lot of vocal enhancement.
yeah.
And he's even got a guy called Dino, I forget his last name, who does a lot of vocals. And the rumor is that he may be the new singer of Whitesnake, and it continues on, which Reed and I talk about in our show this morning. How bands can continue on without their original lineup. But yeah, DC's a little bit, it's a bit sad. Yes, he does have a second vocal. I think he's got all of them playing, doing vocals, except Tommy Aldridge. He doesn't sing.
It's
Is
just
Tommy
it's just a
playing with
shame
them
because
still?
there's so many of our favorite singers who are getting older just don't have they just need to hang it up.
Glenn Hughes, he's the exception.
Glenn Hughes is an exception.
He is brilliant
He
because
still
I think
sounds amazing.
because he had his vocals in Cotton Wool because he went through so many drug issues and he didn't play live for a long time, and I think that's why he preserved his voice.
I think
He's
all that
still-
coke and heroin probably preserved his vocal cords.
You know, if here would be two scenarios I would love to see Glenn Hughes do. One, he and Tony Iommi kiss and make up, get back together, maybe do a little more new music, and maybe do a few random shows and play some of that old 7 Star stuff. I think 7 Star is a great album. I don't care.
They're still
care
mates.
what you call it. If it's Black Sabbath or Tony Iommi solo album, I love that album. I think it's a great album.
It is. And John, they are mates. There's no problem. I think it's more of a timing.
Yeah.
It's probably Iommi because Iommi is a cancer survivor.
Yeah.
And
I know that.
Is he up to it?
I know he probably isn't up to it anymore, but that would be pretty cool to see them make music. Or two is if Joe Bonamassa would just say, okay, I want to appease some fans. Let's do the Black Country Communion thing. I think those albums are good. I love those albums, but I know Bonamassa's solo career is far more important to him.
Yep.
You know, and that's like a back burner. So, but to me, those albums are just fantastic.
Yeah. Grant, who do you think someone of that vintage still has the vocal chops?
I heard of recent live show, and Lou Gramm still has it.
Yeah. Yes.
Look it up. He played some state fair. It was within the last year or something. Yeah. And I don't know why I was looking up Lou Gramm. Lou Gramm's like one of my favorite vocalists.
Yeah.
And I listened to it. I went, holy mackerel. He still sounds great. I mean, he survived that brain tumor and everything. I mean, he looks kind of, that really took an
he
effect
looks
on
rough.
him, but his vocal chops, top notch still. It's amazing.
I mean, I shouldn't like bands like Foreigner because I like punk, I like alternative music, and that was everything against AOR, you know. But gee, you don't hear that sort of music anymore. It's unique, isn't it? That sort of that genre.
Is gone forever.
It is, and you've got to appreciate for what it was. There's some really fantastically crafted songs, and Foreigner were at the top of that pile. Those first couple of albums are outstanding.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I like Head Games. I like Foreigner 4. After
Yeah.
that, they kind of pooped out because what was the album after that that had
Is it
Uh,
Agent
I Know What Love
Provocateur?
Is?
Is
Agent
that
Provocateur and Inside Information.
that? I didn't care. I didn't care for Agent
yeah?
Provocateur. It just sounded.
So many
The first
synthesizer.
four are great.
Yeah.
Although I do love That Was Yesterday. Or yeah, That Was
That's a
Yesterday.
good
That
single. I'll
that is a
give you that.
rocking
That's a good
track. I
single.
forget which album that
John,
one's
you're
on.
you like I want to know what love is. You're a softie. I bet you like that song.
Maybe
Little,
That was a
yeah.
big hit. Oh my gosh,
it was a
that
big hit.
Huge
Yeah.
hit.
But the
I love
whole,
Erd.
the rest
Say
of
You
that
Will. That
record
was another
doesn't.
great. That's another great rocker too. But you know,
I
it's
I re-
funny we were talking about Foreigner because we got on a talk. We were talking about Enigma Records, and there was this little band called Hurricane that was on Enigma Records, and they had this EP called Take What You Want, and then they came out with a full length album called Over the Edge, and then another album called Slave to the Thrill. Well, the singer from Hurricane is the current singer in Foreigner right now, Kelly Hansen.
And
Kelly
they had
Hansen.
didn't they have what's his name, Doug Ulrich in the band? Wasn't Doug Ulrich in
Doug
Hurricane?
Aldrich was on Slave to the Thrill
Right. Okay.
for Hurricane. I don't know
Yeah.
if he ever played with Foreigner or not, but I think Doug wasn't Doug. Well, Doug was in Whitesnake for a while.
Yeah,
too,
but
I
I'm
think.
talking about
Yeah.
Doug Ulrich. Wasn't he in Hurricane?
He was in he played in Hurricane on the Slave to the Thrill album.
Yep.
It was Rudy Sarzo's brother on the previous albums. Jay Shellen, who was the drummer for Hurricane, probably is now going to be taking over Alan White's position now that Alan White has passed on in Yes, because he was filling in for him once in a while in Yes. So he was the drummer in Hurricane. So there you go, little stuff there. But anyway,
Yeah, I'm going to put you guys on the spot. Favorite Foreigner song? One song. I'll put my hand up. I'll say Urgent. I love that song, Urgent. I think it's great. And that sax solo.
That's going to be hard. I'm going to say Rev on the Red Line, I think.
As much
For
as
some
I love
reason-
that, as much as I love the first album, though, I still think, I don't know, there's something so emotional every time I hear That Was Yesterday.
Well, that's fair.
I've got that album.
I
I'll
love
probably
the
play
first
that this
album.
afternoon.
1987?
I love that first album, and I love the Double Vision and Four and all those albums. But man, I would have to say I just love That Was Yesterday, and maybe Say You Will might be a close second.
Say You Will's good too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But those three, I like Foreigner 4 too, but those first three Foreigner albums with the original lineup, even though, Ed was gone by Head Games, but.
Well, by Foreigner 4, I mean, you lost, Ian was gone.
Yeah.
Three of the guys had left. So, it was just down to make Lou, Rick, and
Dennis Elliott.
Thank you. Fantastic drummer in his own right too. Boy, talk about another forgotten name.
Yeah.
You know you guys know who played keyboards on Foreigner 4, right?
Thomas Dolby, I think.
Yeah.
Yes, you were 100% right. Thomas Dolby.
I love Thomas Dolby.
British
he
Invasion
also
candidate.
played keyboards. Here's another album he played keyboards on, Pyromania.
Played with Eddie Van Halen too on one of the solo albums, Thomas Dolby. I think Astronauts and Heretics. The one after Aliens Ate My Buick. Grant, you would know that. Whatever it's called. I know Thomas Dolby actually lived next door to Eddie Van Halen, and he played on a couple of the songs.
Oh wow!
But
Thomas Dolby's phenomenal.
He's a nomination for the British Invasion, technically, wouldn't you think?
Oh yeah, because that first Thomas
Hyperactive.
Dolby record, what was that?
Blinded Me with Science.
Blinded Me with Science.
That went top 5.
Yeah.
That's the only song I ever really know.
I even
about.
like the Flat Earth. That's a good record.
Yeah, I like
need-
Aliens Ate My Boik. That was a good album. Airhead, Hot Sauce, You're Hot and Spicy. There are a few good songs on that album.
I didn't realize that Thomas Dolby played with Eddie Van Halen, though. That's
Yes, he
interesting.
did on the following album. Isn't it funny, this conversation? We've gone through so many different genres. Grant loves Foreigner, and he also likes REM, and he likes Randy Rhoads.
XTC.
Work that out.
It's like we're all just hanging out at a pub.
Why
somewhere.
can't you like Foreigner and XTC?
Why can't you? You know, a lot of these punks that they used to diss corporate rock, but secretly they liked a lot of that stuff. Because I think I read an interview with Johnny Rotten that he actually was praising Urgent by Foreigner. He liked Urgent by Foreigner. He thought it was fantastic.
He liked Journey too.
Why am I having a hard time hearing Johnny Rotten say that?
Or am I thinking of somebody else? Steve Jones of the Sex Pistols. Sorry, I'm getting Johnny and Steve Jones. Steve Jones loved Journey. I mean, they would do their
could
punk
see
music,
that
but he said secretly he would go home and put on Lights or put on any Journey record at the time. He loved it.
Yeah.
I actually liked his one solo album that Steve did. It was kind of more of a rock metal, with Fire and Gasoline or something like that. I can't remember the name of that album.
Yeah.
Well, he couldn't get arrested in Australia, Journey. Journey are not known, and they only had we only know about Journey through a hit called Oh Sherry, which was a top 5 hit over here.
And
so
that's the only time that was a solo song. That wasn't even a Journey song.
But Journey never heard of them. They could barely get arrested. And I finally got to see them. They supported Deep Purple, and they had Arnell. I think that's his first name.
Yeah.
And they were great. They were really, really good. And he sounds like Steve Perry. And you still had Kane in the band and Neil Schon, who's a fantastic guitarist.
Yeah.
And they probably blew Deep Purple off the stage. I don't know. They were really good.
Well, I just have a question. I know you said that Journey never took off in Australia. Did Styx ever take off in Australia?
Babe. That was a top 5 hit. Maybe that album got a bit of traction, but other than that, again, not a lot of traction. REO Speedwagon, High Fidelity, that was a huge hit, and then nothing. And then that other song, The Ships Without the Oars.
John shaking his head.
Keep on Loving You.
Yeah.
It's a great record.
And then the next album that had Can't Fight This Feeling.
Yeah.
That was the big power.
Well, you skipped a record.
Yeah,
so
I skipped a record there.
High Infidelity, then Good Trouble, and then
Good Trouble.
Wheels
Good
of
Trouble
Turning.
Stiffed. Good
Yeah,
Trouble.
yeah, good.
Stiffed.
Yeah, I mean it.
Yeah. I visualized that in the bargain bins with the cup. Yeah, that didn't do well. And it had a similar album cover, didn't it? It didn't have a maid on the front album cover. It
did. It was kind of.
Yeah.
It had a good album cover, but I don't know. The whole problem is that they cranked out that album too fast and they weren't ready. They toured forever for High Infidelity, and I think they were just worn out. And then the record company says, "We need another. We need another record."
Yeah, got to pump
But
another
High
album.
Infidelity though is a great record. I don't care.
I like that. I like
what
that a
you
lot.
say. That is one record I can listen to over and over, and I never get tired of it.
I'm
not embarrassed to say that. I think it's a great record.
It is firmly in the court of AOR, but I like it a lot.
And even though side 1 is a side that's got like all the really memorable hits and songs on it. Side 2's actually got some good, like Rough Boys. That's a good song. I don't remember the other tracks off the top of my head, but there's actually some pretty decent tracks on that side too. But side 1's the one that everybody remembers.
And Cronin's vocals are just, he's really on fire. I even like their earlier stuff, like Riding the Storm Out. I think that's a great song. Their early stuff.
Have you ever heard? There's a version. There's a 2 CD set that came out probably. Oh, I don't know, but it's on Rock Band. If you look on Rock Band, there's a version of Riding the Storm Out. That's the studio version with Kevin Cronin singing on it.
I've heard that. Yeah.
It's great
Yeah.
because the story is on the original album. He had some kind of falling out with the band. So I think he did all the vocals on that record. Someone could correct me later. I don't know. But I know there were 2 tracks that have surfaced. The one on A Decade of Hits. There's a song, Son of a Poor Man has his vocals on it. And of course, 5 years ago, Riding a Storm Out came out.
Yeah.
I would love to hear that original album with Kevin Cronin's vocals. I don't know why they don't put it out. They should remix it. What was it, Michael Murphy on that record then?
Murphy,
I can't remember.
Yeah.
I'd love to hear the Kevin vocals on it. But I don't know if we'll ever hear that. But anyway, he had a falling out. So
Kevin just sings that song so wonderful. I mean, I love that. It's a great song. But boy, man, when his vocals go on to it. So, I mean, Michael Murphy's okay. But boy, Kevin's version is
Kevin's very unique.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no other guy that sounds like him.
He sounds, look, to international ears, very American. He's got that twang.
Yeah, well, I'd say that's true. That makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's very American, but it fits well in the band. But you don't hear this sort of music anymore.
No, you'll never hear that again.
It's just great. Even the genre of yacht rock. I don't know what you guys think about yacht rock, but you don't hear that sort of music anymore.
I think as I've gotten older, if I looked up what, good yacht rock records, I probably would appreciate them now as I've gotten older.
I don't know if I would have given Supply. I draw the line at Air Supply.
Well, yeah.
That's not, I don't know. Is that yacht rock?
Yeah, it's sort of, I don't know.
I don't know if I would, yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know if it is or not.
That might be, that might be really pushing it, but.
Yeah.
But hey, but then again, I was also the same guy that listed Johnny Mathis as his favorite concert experience. So, but that was for other reasons, not so much the music. It was for other reasons.
But Toto keep on. Look at Toto.
I'm just happy when you said that it didn't wreck the internet.
Yeah, pretty much.
Toto is with the younger generation, they seem to be just going and going and going. It all started with Africa, and I don't know if they're being ironic and Weezer are doing that cover version, but I think that's a band that seems back.
I like the song 99.
Yeah.
It's a good song. That's yacht rock.
Yeah, it is. It is.
I don't know if Africa
they could play. They could play.
Well, all those guys are studio musicians, I mean, they could read, they could play anything.
Thriller. They were on the
Critics
album.
back in the day when those records were out, Peter. The critics were harsh on Toto.
Yeah.
No one liked Toto. I mean, I thought Toto were fine, but
yeah,
critics didn't like them, and I think they've probably fared better in modern times than they did then.
Yeah, I think it needs another 10 years and there'll be even further goes up. It goes in generations. There are some bands that just critically revolve, but it takes a couple of decades before they get reappraised.
Yeah.
But another good band we haven't spoken about is the Babies, John Waite. How good were they? Remember them?
Oh, yeah.
I've got all that stuff.
Yeah,
I like the John Waite stuff too.
Original. That was his band too before Journey.
What a great set of chops Waite had, or still has.
John Waite Temple Bar. Have you heard that record, Peter?
No.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Do yourself a favor. I don't care how you end up getting it. Buy John Waite Temple Bar. It is a wonderful record. And the production's really great and crisp and clean. John Waite's vocals is right up front. It is a great. If you like John Waite, most of his solo stuff is really good.
Yeah.
But the Babies stuff is great.
Yeah, really, really good. But no, he good set of pipes. That guy, Bad English. He that's when he really broke through. But that's very corporate. very
It's very
glossy.
corporate.
Lot
but
of gated,
those
lot of
two
gated drums.
singles, I
Mm.
do like those 2 singles from that record, that first album.
Yep.
When I See You Smile, and what was the other
Mm.
one? I do like those. I don't get tired of those either.
Yeah.
But boy, is that commercial. I'm just saying, holy
Oh,
crap.
Yeah.
Oh, one of my favorite songs from that first Bad English was a real hard rocker. Forget Me Not.
Yeah, I
That one
remember that.
was that was a man, that was a strong rocker. I really liked that one. But
Yeah.
yeah, that was a good album.
Very good. Well, I might go. It was good to go crash the show. It's
Well, I
2
think
Yeah.
we've gone
hours
for
and
2
24
hours and
minutes.
20 minutes.
Wow.
Talk
I
which
think we can
on
wrap up
on
this
a discussion about cheap albums.
Yeah, there was supposed to be
cheap album buying.
a Cheapie CD, and we end up talking about Status Quo, REO, Speedwagon, and Toto.
Well, in all honesty, Peter, though, we did talk about cheapy metal records from 1999.
Ah, very good.
Now, I have a whole other show that I'll probably do tomorrow on CDs, so that's fine. This is good. I can get another episode out of this because I think this is going to be an ongoing episode because it's kind of fun.
Yeah, and like Prescott Niles, we could have gone for another hour.
We probably should have.
I don't think my voice can handle it right now.
Now, John's falling apart.
But
But I appreciate you gentlemen
I
joining.
feel
and
good
it's a lot
today.
of
I feel
fun.
much better than I did yesterday. So.
Absolutely. Well, glad to have me on. No, that's good to.
But
go
probably in a
crash
couple
and,
weeks, I'm going to set up another one. I'm just going to have it as a standing.
mm,
Wait a minute. Oh, wait a minute. Scott Keys.
Oh, The Storm. That
Did
is
I miss
another great
bad
band to
English?
talk
We
about.
didn't talk about The Storm, but we talked bad English.
Or Tall Stories. Man,
Mm.
I could throw Tall Stories out there too, but that's another whole episode too. Yeah, Storm's another great band. Love that album.
absolutely.
Well,
Great
like I
album.
said, Peter, like in a couple of weeks, I'll throw out another live stream and just send it to the
No,
group.
it'd be good.
And I'm going
That'd
to
be
go
good.
live whether anybody else shows up.
Yeah.
We'll just talk
So-
music, and there's no real topic. We'll just do what
Absolutely.
we did
And
tonight.
so I'll leave you guys studying for the next episode of Grant's Rock Warehouse with the April Wine, the next album installment.
Yep.
Which
I've got
would be
those albums
Power
coming.
Play
So.
and First Glance.
Yep, I've got those coming, so I'll be looking forward to diving into them. And then, Peter, you and I got that tomorrow, so looking forward to that. So
Absolutely.
looking
All
forward.
right, see you guys.
Sorry, I
Cheers.
hit the head and thought I heard bad English. You did, Scott. That's
Right.
funny. All right,
See you
well,
guys.
we'll see
All right,
everybody.
Peter, take
We'll
care, brother.
do this again.
See you
Have
tomorrow,
a good
mate.
night. You guys have a good weekend.
Okay, all the best. See ya. Bye.
All right,
right.
bye.
All right, dude. I think I'm gonna get out of here too because my voice is dying. So I can feel it. In my
I'm
vocal
hitting
cords.
end. See you, John. We'll talk
All right,
later.
dude. Take care, man. You got it.